Hello everyone and a very warm welcome once again to yet another eFootball Championship 2025 Club Finals event. Today it's the turn of the behemoth that is FC Bayern München as we find out which finalists will get to represent the Bavarian club this summer at the World Finals in Tokyo. There's only a handful of spots left, so who's it going to be? Well, let's find out.
The day has finally come.
Today we will find out the new representatives of our club at the World Finals in Tokyo.
Welcome to the FC Bayern Club Finals.
Let's be champions.
Welcome along to the eFootball Championship 2025 FC Bayern München Finals. This is the last round of open competition by Kimmubee, which of course is sponsored by, you guessed it, FC Bayern München. I'm Amara Hunter and I'm so very happy to be here back home in our studios in Barcelona alongside two of my favorite people in the eFootball universe, Harry Chanin and former FC Bayern München player himself, Alex Alguacil.
Thank you.
Guys, we're halfway through the season, can you believe it?
Yeah.
3 club events down, 3 left to go. Only a handful of winners left to actually be crowned. I mean, how are you feeling?
Yeah, feeling really, really good. Can't wait to see the drama unfold because you're right, we're halfway through the season. We've secured 3 world finalists from each platform. And we still need to find 3 more via the club event route. So the time is ticking to qualify. If you don't qualify through one of the club events, you have to go through different means, and it's very difficult to do that. So this is your best chance.
Yeah, definitely. No, we are in one of those key moments of the season for this fantastic player we're going to have today. For most of them, will be the last opportunity to go through the World Finals. And after how difficult it was to reach this point, Harry, Semra, they're that close to be in the ultimate goal for a player is be a world finalist. And this year, Japan is awaiting them. So let's see, excited to see what's going on, how at the level actually, show competition, show format, but the glory is there. So let's see.
Oh, yes. So close, yet so far, but still so much on the line as these opportunities are starting to dwindle very quickly indeed. Only 3 mobile champions and 3 console champions are left in order to book their place to Japan in just a few months' time. But for today, of course, it's all going to be about FC Bayern München. So why don't we just give you a quick recap as to how this specific club final event has actually played out over the last couple of months, because it started all the way back on February 20th. We've had several rounds since then. And of course, we are referring to the 4 regions that are represented all across the planet. So those who have made it here are going to be vying for that final place in Tokyo, as we said, later on this summer. So just to give you an idea of where these regions are, they have been grouped in the following ways. Eastern Asia, Oceania and other areas is one region. Western Asia is another one. Europe and Africa are together. And last but not least, the Americas. So there you have it. Obviously, what's really interesting about today is you can probably hear how quiet it is in the studio. It's just us. None of the players are here. Everyone's back home or wherever it is that they like to ply their trade. This is the first online event we've had in quite some time. I imagine that obviously makes a very big difference for the players. Some will prefer it. Some will actually prefer to be here live in the flesh.
Yeah, definitely. No, from a player's perspective, maybe having an offline experience could make more differences because the nerves will be on the stage. You are facing your opponent, and this case will make the competition even more open. So I will definitely expect really more even results, even if we got 2 clearly big players competing up today on mobile and console. Let's see how these affect. I think until we get Harry the first game to really see properly what's the actual level of the player, we will start to figure out what could happen potentially today.
Yeah, there's definitely less of a buzz in the studio here than there usually is if we have all the players, but you're right. Some players prefer playing at home, some prefer being able to see their adversaries in front of them. It's usually the latter of the two that push on in those deep runs in tournaments, so they shouldn't be fazed by this, but I expect we will find ourselves 2 worthy world finalists by the end of today.
This is why I expect the 2 of you to bring the heat today.
We'll try. Yeah, we'll try.
By the way, what did you prefer, Alex?
I would definitely play offline. I'm one of those people who grow up more showing that extra in front of the player, that charisma to not to feel that much pressure maybe. So I mean, instead to slow down your gameplay, it brings me some extra fire, So I think what people need at this stage, nowadays, like, the games are short, you need to be efficient in front of the net, and maybe playing for your comfort zone, which could be at home, could be an extra for them. So let's see.
Somehow I'm not surprised that you said that, by the way. All right, well, let's go ahead and get familiarized with the 4 finalists that will be playing here on mobile. Up first, of course, we can take a look at that platform. And there might be some familiar names, perhaps some new faces as well, just to give you a quick rundown of who they are. We have... help me out with this name. Thank you. Chonkata from Thailand. He is the regional winner of Eastern Asia. Then we have Amara from Tunisia. He is the regional winner of Western Asia. From the other side of the pond, Brazil, we have Mendonça, who is the winner of the America region. And then we have, last but not least for you, another North African, hailing this time from Morocco, Maverick, the regional winner of Europe and Africa. So let's go through each one of these one by one. Let's break it down a little bit more, provide a little bit more of a deeper analysis as to who they are and what it is that we can expect to see from the gameplay for today. Why don't you go first? And obviously, this is actually somebody you know quite well because you played together in Indonesia, Chonkata.
Yeah, it's a great experience we had so far playing together, sharing teams, sharing experience. Really young guy with the only one having experience already at the World Finals last year with a top 4 at the World Finals, and this year definitely is going for it. He's going for become world champion. Will be the first time for a Thailand player in the history. But let's see. First of all, he needs to prove it now. I think because today is a great opportunity to him to secure his spot at the World Finals. He's really famous for his dribbling, double taps and long shots, but he will be able to maybe with Musiala, Goretzka, maybe Thomas Müller to find out those opportunities, and why not connect ball to the man, Harry Kane. Definitely will be the man to take an eye on the competition. But yeah, this guy, Chonkata, we saw his brother Jamon in Manchester United, and how cool it is. Next opportunity is him representing, with a chance to represent via the World Finals. Brothers, high level, and why not? One of them
family.
could be
It's a very strong family.
Definitely.
All right, well, let's bring it back closer to home then, Harry. What can you tell us about Yousef Amara from Tunisia?
Yeah, it's a bit of a fresh face in the esports scene. It's his first major tournament experience, to my knowledge anyway. Had some very, very tough cookies in his region, though. The Western Asia winner had the likes of Jamon, who we just mentioned, of course, El Mamine in there as well. So despite his age and despite the region he's coming from, that being North Africa, that region is actually emerging. We've seen already a Moroccan world finalist in Anten Tienes, so I expect Yousef Amara to really put Tunisia on the map here for the eFootball universe.
Well, someone who doesn't need to put his nation on the map, Brazil, of course, is already a hotbed whenever it comes to eFootball and the talent that actually comes from there. We have Mendonça as the latest representative.
Yeah, it feels amazing to see every single time new players are reaching up from Brazil, no? That are giving the opportunity to fight at this stage. Mendonça making their debuts at the international stage. It's great to see him at this level. He's confident. I had some message on him on Instagram, and he was really, really focused on this opportunity. It's a unique one because we mentioned before, he's that close to the World Finals that if you don't approach it today, the opportunity, you don't really know when could be the next one. So let's see. I think that this is so passionate, good chemistry. And if he has qualified through the Americas qualifier, he has to be really, really good. So I will take attention on him for sure. One of the favorites in mobile.
Now, you mentioned how the North African region is up and coming, but I wonder if we were to run the magnifying glass over Morocco specifically, you would say that it's more established perhaps already, maybe just a step ahead of everybody else in North Africa, because we have already seen quite a few competitors, you already mentioned as well, who have actually been involved in these competitions over the last several of months at the highest stage already. Today, it's going to be the turn of Maverick.
Yeah, we got another one. Maverick HR, A-man, 22 years old. Had Abduch in his region in order to qualify to this stage. So another top player on the mobile platform that he has bested in order to get to this stage. Looking forward to seeing what the Moroccan can do here, because we've again seen it from North African representatives in the past. Morocco is a strong nation. If he has the likes of Tienes and other players to play with as training partners, I expect him to come fired and ready here at the Bayern Club Event Finals. Should be a very, very strong group.
Okay, well, fit and firing, no doubt about that. I imagine we can also say the same about the console group. Let's go ahead and get to know who's going to be playing on that platform. And just to give you a quick run through of the list, of course, the guys then will take it away one by one. We have Legacy Kimmubee, who is from Indonesia. He is the runner-up of Eastern Asia. Then we have Sleiman, who is from Algeria. I mean, again, talk about North Africa. Absolutely brilliant. The regional winner of Western Asia. Then Mestre, someone, of course, I'm sure you all know very well indeed, given the pedigree of his performances over the last several years at the highest level. Then you have him as the winner of Europe and Africa. And last but not least, Eduardinho, another Brazilian in the mix too, who is the winner of the Americas. So let's go up first then with Legacy Kimmubee. What can you tell us, given that you are the expert of all things Indonesia?
The lovely Indonesia country, we love. And yeah, it's great to have him here. He's the lucky loser, because just to remind, he lost the final, the qualifier versus Romy, the probably winner of Manchester United finals a few weeks ago. So that open the door to being here at this stage, a guy who has born from the EFL Academy back then. A lot of brilliant players are appearing from Indonesia, showing at a fantastic level. And I will say Legacy Kimmubee had that potentially advantage to be the underdog today. No limits, nothing to lose, a lot to win. I mean, let's enjoy the opportunity to grow up as a player, and why not, Harry, make some difficulties to the favorites of the group, for sure.
Well, I tell you what, given the fact that his name is risky, I imagine that he's obviously going to be taking some risks, or at least we hope so, right? I mean, it's quite literally in his name, albeit spelled differently, but nonetheless, the sentiment is very much there. Now, since I'm anointing you as the expert of North Africa, since you seem to know everything about all of these players coming from that area, tell us a little bit more about Sleiman.
Yeah, how great is this? I mean, Morocco, Tunisia, and now Algeria from North Africa kind of joining us in the eFootball world. It's so great to see his competitive debut, I believe, Sleiman, but don't let that deceive you. In round 4, he had a couple of notable players in his group, in Group A. Arda Galazo, who he beat 2-1. He was a former eFootball Pro player himself. And Daniel Oreld, who we've seen be really, really impressive at international tournaments. So I'm looking forward to seeing the young 19-year-old Sleiman here try and maybe upset the pecking order. We've got some big names in this group. I think he will be, by the end of it, fighting to join that group.
From underdog to perhaps world-class talent, I think it's probably fair to say. A veteran of the game, a veteran of these competitions, your competitor, your friend, your teammate at FC Bayern München, Mestre.
Yeah, definitely. It's crazy to think about that Miguel Mestre is still 26, but yeah, long experience. It suits so nice on those colors, though. The FC Bayern tricot, I think Mestre, after saw him last year in Inter Milan and Manchester final, it's incredible to see that he has no appearances at the World Finals already. So we are about to see today probably one of his key moments on his career, and he make it through and he becomes a champion today. But that will means a lot to him. He's a player that is famous for his aggressive game style. A lot of years performing so well at eFootball Pro of FC Bayern. Is a man with the right direction to become a potential world champion one day. Maybe it's 2025, so we'll take a lot attention on him today. We'll have time, Harry, to describe a lot of things on his gameplay and enjoy for sure the eFootball on his hands.
I tell you what, at least on paper, you would probably think he is the favoured one to go through and maybe to go all the way. But we have seen time and time again that actually the favourites don't actually necessarily go on to win it. So that's what keeps things very entertaining and very exciting. Indeed, expect the unexpected, my friends. So talk to us a little bit about Eduardinho heading back to Brazil now. Yeah,
20 years old, our America's regional winner, is a relative newcomer despite in 2022 becoming the Brazilian champion via the eBrasileirão. Debut on the Konami circuit though. Looking forward to seeing what the young man can bring to us here, because as we said, some big names in this group. He's no stranger to big names being around him, though. Had Jay Victor, Fruti Facil, who of course was a world finalist last year via the club event in Barcelona. Kalahar, Thiago Avare in his regional final. So he's the man that emerges amongst all of those names to make it to this stage. If he can get through the groups here and be one game away from Tokyo, I don't know. I just feel like maybe he's a bit of an unknown quantity and people might underestimate him slightly.
Well, we certainly won't.
Definitely not.
Because we've seen what happens whenever we do.
Absolutely.
Right, well, let's go ahead and give you the state of play, the running order for the matches that are going to be available for you live on stream on our social media platform, because it's going to be a really fun day indeed. We're going to start up first with mobile, as we usually tend to do. We'll give you the opportunity to see all 4 finalists in action. At first, it's going to be Chonkata taking on Yusuf Amara. That's followed by Maverick taking on Mendonça. Then we'll switch over to console, and that way we have the opportunity to see all 4 of those finalists as well. It's going to be Legacy Kimmubee up first for match 3. By the way, I say up first just on stream against Mestre. Then that will be followed by the 4th fixture of the day, which is Sleiman against Eduardinho. Following that, we'll go back over to mobile. We've got Chonkata taking on Mendonça, and last but not least for you for the group stage anyway, is console Sleiman against Mestre. Of course, things can change, by the way, according to what is actually happening on the leaderboard. So as it stands, that's how it's going to play out. But obviously, stay tuned, and we'll keep you updated on that front. Now, taking a look at the names kind of in a more broader sense, obviously you could say Mestre is perhaps one of the bigger hitters whenever it comes to console. You've Chonkata as well, perhaps, in that category for mobile. Given the pedigree, the accomplishments, and everything that they've already achieved in this space, do you think that that actually works in their favour? Does it work against them?
It's an interesting question, because all you have to do is kind of look to our previous club events. We've seen 3 before this one, and every single time we've had an eFootball Pro, or at least former eFootball Pro competitor in those club event finals, and on every occasion they have failed to win the club event. So just because you're the bookie's favourite, if you will, or the big dog as you put it, I don't think it guarantees you success here. You still have to get it done on the day, which is easier said than done at this level of competition, Alex.
Definitely. At the end we always talk about how short is this format. starting with a victory gives you a lot. But this is like a two parts, like the group stage, be good enough to get it to the final, and then the final, just you need to repeat the same against potentially friends, or not say, a competitor you have faced before. So we'll see. I think it's not that easy. At the same time, be at the comfort zone for home could be an extra, but the same for everyone. So will be the best one today. I don't know. Excited to see the performance today.
All right, excited indeed. I'm sure everybody at home is as well. We're going to leave you on tenterhooks though for just a minute, because as ever, we do want to say thank you to all of you for being here with us. We really appreciate it. We hope that, of course, you enjoy all of the action as it unfolds, and as a way of showing our gratitude, we want to give away some prizes. One of the things that we love to do at every single club final event is offer you 500 eFootball points. The way that you can collect those points is by clicking on the in banner, or the banner, I should say, in the game. There you have it, the viewing campaign banner. That is a very easy thing to do. Make sure that you don't miss out on that opportunity. And for anybody else who wants to collect more prizes, well, you absolutely can. And the way that you can do that is to scan a code on the screen, whatever it appears. And what you're actually going to be vying for is a football from FC Bayern München. So that is something, of course, I'm sure all of us would love to get our hands on. And as ever, we just want to kindly remind you and ask you to subscribe, like, and follow us across all of our social media platforms. And that way you stay up to date with everything as it unfolds. And of course, all the latest news, all the latest happenings. And that way you know everything as it happens. You can do so by following all of the various platforms that will be on display on the bottom of our screen. Perfectly timed. There you have it. You can follow us on YouTube, on Facebook, X, or on Instagram. So guys, the moment has finally come that we've all been waiting for. Yeah? Ready?
For it, yeah.
Drum roll?
So excited.
Well, drama goes, let's see.
I said drum roll, but thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Drama too. Okay, well, let's go ahead and get going then with our first matchup of the day. Do enjoy this one between Chonkata and Yusuf Amara.
Hello, I'm Jain from Thailand. I'm from East Asia. I hope I become the champion for this tournament. I hope people love to see my gameplay. See you soon.
Hello everyone, I am Yusuf Amara from Tunisia. I am happy to be in this tournament and I hope to win. And I want to represent Bayern in World Finals in Tokyo. Thank you.
There we go. Great to hear from our first two competitors, Alex. We're moments from kickoff here. Chonkata, aka JXMKT. We'll call him Chonkata. It's his first name. It's easier than us spelling out the alphabet every time. He has a good spell of possession versus Yusuf Amara, the 19-year-old from Tunisia. A fresh face for us. We can talk about Chonkata as much as we like, but there is a lot at stake here. You'd have to say it's the first group stage match for Yusuf Amara here, representing Tunisia. Is there a chance for him to upset the pecking order here, I wonder?
Well, let's see. I think first round is always so difficult to deal with, so you don't really have the feeling with the game already, so that's why the start of the game, take the initiative, take the lead, is so important. So Harry, let's go. FC Bayern Finals.
It is a big, big club to represent at a massive tournament. The World Finals in July awaits one of our four mobile players here. It's match one between Chonkata and Yusuf Amara. And it is Chonkata here in the home strip, attacking first. Has a chance here for Harry Kane onto Leon Goretzka. Nice track back and the finish! And it did not take long for him to introduce himself. 4 minutes gone, Alex, and it is Goretzka firing home first.
Perfect mindset how to set up, build up your kickoff, approaching his 5 center-back formation, his 5-2-1-2, approaching that run of the fullbacks, and then connecting to the center. Whoa. That move from Leon Goretzka and that finesse, putting what we said before is so important. Take the lead and now control the game.
The back heel from the Englishman, Harry Kane. providing the assist on that move, Alex, that you pointed out at the top of the show. You said Chonkata, very, very well versed with his skill moves, can be a slippery customer inside the box, and he may well be suited to this Bayern München lineup here, as we've barely had a chance to sit down and put our headsets on. He's already won to
now
the good, but here comes Youssef with Harry Kane, and there is the response.
Great ball through. Joseph Amara connecting with big time shot Harry Kane.
Wow.
Putting the ball, first time shot into the net. Great equalizer, great moment, especially facing such a big player as Chonkata. Don't to let him get the control of the game, let the time pass running, and great response. Joseph Amara, well done, mate. It's game on.
Game on indeed. And that is the perfect response when you're going up against someone who is heavily favoured, to go straight away 4 in-game minutes later and score. Something tells me we could be in for one heck of a match here in match number 1.
And now let's see another kickoff for Chonkata. Harry Kane, Musiala 1-2. Finally, Kimmubee, big time show. Regaining the ball and now sending the counter. Harry, this hectic start, we'll see. We're going to see more goals now.
Bit of a rushed input there, perhaps, as now the ball will trickle out of play. We can start to think about which way this match could turn next. Tunisia on the map here via Youssef Amara. Has to defend this attack, though, by Chonkata.
Look at the space. It goes round the fullbacks. Alphonso Davies completely along the left-hand side of the pitch. Great block. How famous is this 5 centre-back formation back in Thailand, where almost everyone used it? We saw him last year. We are seeing this year. Now the cross. Looking the stunning cross for Harry Kane. Now the second chance still on Harry. Kimmubee finally for Joseph Amara sending the counter.
Yeah, potential counter here. And you mentioned it's famous back home in Thailand. A 2-time national champion is Chonkata, exhibiting some nice skill moves
Rushing
there.
the double touch, but look at that space behind. Davies running on late.
Good strength, really good strength from Harry Kane. Smartly plays it back though on that far side. Youssef Amara rushes that one slightly, but 25 minutes gone has proven he's willing to go toe-to-toe here with Chonkata.
But I like what I see, Harry. A lot of action, a lot of opportunity on both sides. We haven't seen that strong start on a club event before this year, so wonderful to see. We'll see. Maybe a goal before the halftime could be really, really important to face the second half.
We've got 15 minutes until the halftime whistle blows, but you're right, it's often at these club event finals we start a bit slow as these players try and feel each other out a little bit and settle into the occasion.
Look at the positioning of Chonkata. Every player in a really nice positioning with these 2 strikers receiving all the balls from that building up from the back. Rafael Guerreiro connecting with Harry Kane, Goretzka. This time, Youssef Amara under Alphonso Davies was able to regain the ball. 8 minutes remain of this first half. On possession, Chonkata, the man from Thailand, Harry Kane, Musiala.
You can see his intention every time he gets the ball up there. Try double touch, drag back, try some kind of trickery. And no doubt it will happen here again.
It's all about to open that angle, not to send a cross or shoot.
Musiala. It's way too much time. And you called it, Alex. Another goal was coming before half-time. It will go the way of Chonkata. And Musiala tucks that one home.
Impressive. Jamal Musiala, player of the week, with that special position of centre forward. Gave him that role that Chonkata he really wanted. As we see, really passive pressure from Youssef Amara at this point inside the box. Let the door open for that double touch finish shot. Is Jamal Musiala putting the lead for Chonkata, aka GXMPT.
That is a nice finish. And I wonder whether or not Youssef standing off his man there was just a bit conditioned to the amount of skill moves we've been seeing from Chonkata. Either way, the man mentioned is now 2-1 up here.
Look at this one,
strip. Wants to get another one before half-time, but Alphonso Davies is there.
Was the right option. Anyway, great job by Chonkata. Taking another time to lead, Harry. Solid.
At half-time, you can see our statistics. Chonkata is now 2-1 up.
Look at the tactics.
An incredible opening game. It's often we see, Alex, as you take a look at the team lineups, these opening games for the club finals, they take a little while to get going when players kind of need to realise what it is they need and how many points, what results are going their way elsewhere. But straight away here, we've seen both of them just go toe-to-toe.
No, definitely. No, it's really interesting to see now Josep Amara making some change on his tactic. He needs to do something else, especially to cover Rafael Guerreiro and Goretzka, that they are joining the attack so easily with a lot of spaces and no really pressure from Josep Amara lineup. So we'll see. Especially Chonkata is focusing his play on the central side. If we approach, maybe the fullbacks could be really dangerous. But let's see. Second half, Chonkata still leading, but a lot of time to go already.
So attacking the right-hand goal will be Youssouf Amara, the man from Tunisia, just 19 years old, having to play against one of the best players in the world here. And Harry Kane for Chonkata, almost finding his man inside the box.
Look at that run. Coleman.
Who's he got though?
He needs to connect with someone.
Anyone. Plays across the face of goal, but like we said, there just wasn't anyone there for him.
No, it seems that wasn't a completely unworked position from Harry Kane. But yeah, nice try. He seemed incredible, Harry. Both of them playing long ball counter, which is the best play style next to possession for Vincent Kompany. Is working so nice now. Goretzka inside the box. Harry, well defended by Upamecano.
Such a strong lineup Bayern have this year. Just looking at the names on your screen and how they're utilised by these players is impressive to see. Musiala now looking to find Harry Kane. Back to Musiala. Just
a double touch was coming.
Off
this time not possible.
Off the boot of Musiala there. But you're right. Just wants to try and open up the men with skill moves. Oh, that's lovely. Musiala makes it 3.
Easy but worth it. This is Chonkata, wonderful finishing. Another one for the centre forward, Jamal Musiala, player of the week, which is perfectly working for him. No, those special acceleration is giving that extra advantage. No, with that pass and run that work perfectly in eFootball Mobile. Great pass for a great strike, a really complete one. As is Harry Kane with passing, finishing, header. I mean, easy. He take it easy, and that's it. 2 goals up now.
A really nice finish by Musiala. That makes it 3 goals to 1 for the man who was, of course, 3rd placed at last year's World Finals. Would love to try and get back there to, I don't want to say get some revenge, because a bronze medal is not too bad at a World Finals, but would definitely love to get himself into that grand final. I know all of these players would, but after coming close last year, you almost have that extra motivation, don't you, to try and go the extra step further.
You remember very well, last year we were at the day 2 and Chonkata was one of the favorites to clinch the trophy and become world champion. Maybe it's 2025 his year, we'll see. At the moment, I love what I see from him. Really solid gameplay, tactic working perfectly. He's completely overcoming his opponent tactically and in initiative as well. We see now some substitution. Leroy Sané coming up for Youssouf Amara and Olise as a second striker for Chonkata, and also Mané for the left-hand side. It's really interesting to see maybe too late from Youssouf Amara to go that high of the pitch. We're accumulating 4 or 5 strikers. We'll see. Still time. Maybe score a really good one, really fast, make some pressure. Seems to be a tough task for the man from Tunisia.
Definitely seems to be mostly one-way traffic from what we've seen so far. Mostly Chonkata has been the one more likely to score and has done so in several occasions. We're now underway following that 3rd goal. And it is an uphill battle from here on out for Youssouf Amara.
Double
can do it though.
For Chonkata for the kickoff. Nice one.
Into Kane, and Sané tries on the turn to get that strike on goal.
Have to survive that challenge, but they're not good enough. Look at those deep 2 lines he's putting Chonkata to defend the score, protect him on a potential. It is funny, when you are 2 goals up, Harry, if you concede the 3-2, it's like, damn, you will suffer a lot. Now the good ball is Harry Kane!
Oh, what a save! What a save! This was a really good chance. Almost exactly as you were talking about it, Alex. for Yusuf, but at his near post, that shot had so much power on it.
You always need that help from your goalkeeper, Manuel Neuer, with a great save. But still, what you said with the corner. Kimmubee, it will be another one.
Looks to be. And if you're a fan of Yusuf Amara, with the amount of time left, you want to see a goal here coming soon towards Kim at the corner. Alphonso Davies is still in there for him as well, but this one will come away for Chonkata. 15 minutes left. Musiala into Harry Kane. That's a nice touch and a foul tackle.
No.
Oh, it's wide.
Yeah, even Chonkata rushed too much with that tackle. Maybe you said have more timing to just turn to the right, open the angle for the right foot.
Maybe an extra touch or two.
Yeah.
Difficult to read in
But good pressure from him. He's putting
those
over the
types of
limits.
situations. 10
Chonkata.
minutes to go though.
We'll see, yeah, there's still time. But as you know, each time more and more close, the chance for Chonkata to take home the three first points of the competition. Nolis with the cross.
Oh, too close to Neuer. And that will be precious seconds ticking off the clock here for Chonkata. In the first hour of the match, he looked imperious. But there has been a nice spell here for Yusuf Amara. Chonkata's struggled to break the lines, but the most important thing is that scoreline at the top left-hand corner of your screen.
Oh, easy, Kimmubee can regain the ball.
Elise.
One of the last action, Harry. Ito, wonderful for Chonkata, which is now trying to keep the ball, the possession, because he's that close to get the three first point of the competition. How important those one are. Insane.
Had plenty of opportunities there and touches on the ball in the final third, but it is GG indeed. Match one is now in the books. It is Chonkata 3, Yusuf Amara 1. And we often say, Alex, it's so important in this type of competition to hit the ground running, get those 3 points on the board early, because you only have 3 matches in the group stages.
No, definitely. I think I love what I saw from these two competitors, especially because even Yusuf wasn't that sharp in front of the net. I mean, he found out how to go through those 5 center back that Chonkata put in on his formation. In the other side, I would say the experience of Chonkata talked by himself. I think he was aware of what is needed at this stage of the competition. That 5 center back is not that comfortable for your opponents. If you haven't faced that formation, you don't really know how your formation will work against. And Chonkata have a clear advantage with the fullback, with the Simiev, Rafael Guerreiro, and Goretzka, AMF, making so easy to build up his play. And then he was sharp, no? As we see
nice.
on the action there, the first goal from Goretzka, and then the response here.
Just a few minutes later, yeah.
And then at that point, it looks like, oh, maybe it's a really open match, but you know, at the end of the day, Chonkata pulled the throttle till the maximum and scoring twice, and that third goal, and then, you know, controlling the game more or less, no, surviving, no, because sometimes control is not that easy at this level, Harry, of games, but. I love what I saw, but how many times we say that on the first game, and then it's not easy to reply then in the next games.
Exactly, it's early 3 points from our early favourite here. That was the goal that equalised it just a few moments following the opener, but we saw how standoffish Yusuf was in defending there, and you just can't do that at this level with the likes of Musiala, Kane, Goretzka up top for Chonkata. Do you think it's because maybe there were often skill moves being brought into play and he was kind of waiting to see which way Musiala would go, or what do you think happened there defensively?
But basically, you need to predict whether he's going, if he's going for the left-hand side or the right-hand side, and maybe he gave too much space, and especially how fast are they dribbling for the Musiala with that double toe, that finesse. He have the cars, he have the skills, he have the stats. It's a really complete car, no? That Jamal Musiala Player of the Week. And then the last one, another time, Jamal Musiala connecting that great combination with Harry Kane, putting it into the net, because as well he have first-time shot. Now that skill is mandatory at this level, because that make that extra accurate on those first-time touches, let's say, to put the ball where all we want in front of the net.
Something tells me we will be seeing this man centre forward Musiala quite a lot throughout this club event. There was a chance following that goal to get one back, and with the likes of Harry Kane in this types of position, I know it's difficult to beat the goalkeeper at the near post. You maybe expect him to do a bit better, and then that one potentially was even closer. So despite the scoreline, there were opportunities for Yusuf Amara to get points back in this.
Now, where the perfect choices, let's say, but at the end of the day, you need to think about it and deciding 5 milliseconds, it doesn't reach a second. So you need to think so fast, and sometimes what is look easy, it becomes so difficult at this point with the pressure, the nerves, and the score against you. So yeah, things that happen, that's competition.
Well, first game in the books. Semra, Chonkata, our favourite, and you can see how clinical he was. 3 shots, 3 on target, and 3 goals to go with the 3 points for him here in the mobile group.
Magic number 3, as it were.
He was 3rd in last year's World Finals as well, so maybe it's a lucky number for him.
Maybe it is a lucky number for him. Tell you what, he at least seems to be following the footsteps of his brother and really putting the pedal to the metal, coming out swinging, and very dominant performance. 3 goals inside 60 in-game minutes, if you will. Really kind of putting or casting aside his competition, who we said was a bit untested at this level, so we were kind of waiting to see what it is that he could do. Nonetheless, as you say, the favourite really coming out gunning. Having a quick look at what this means for the 2 respective groups. I mean, let's have a look then at console, because we already know that Chonkata obviously took those 3 points on the board,
Sleiman
so he's at the top
1-0
there.
to
Sleiman,
Kimmubee.
where they go? 1-0.
To Kimmubee, great start for the man from Algeria, which, all these 2 well debuting at this stage, and they start leading with 3 points. Is super necessary, especially because already you have to face Eduardinho, Mestre, and I think that battle between these 2 underdogs, take those 3 points is an extra hurry that maybe at the end of the day, it could be enough.
Yeah, it's a big 3 points. Any 3 points in this type of competition, I mean,
it's a lot.
At this stage, it's a lot. It sounds obvious, but...
Would you predict anybody actually taking all of the points in the group stage, all 9? Because we've rarely seen it happen, actually.
Yeah, always they are struggling in the last match or in the first one.
Usually someone gets about 6, 7, but to my memory, I can't really remember
at the end of the day, it doesn't matter a lot.
Points. No, of course not. But it does assert the dominance that you have psychologically, right? To say that I've beaten everybody and I'm going to beat you again in the final, I'm going to beat you again.
Exactly. No, so those mental gains that appear at this level. So we'll see. I will bet that Chonkata and Mestre are the ones favorite at this level, but if not Eduardinho, if not, we have so that Sleiman could be a great surprise on console, and we have to see already what's the actual level on mobile of the last 2 competitors. So everything is still open. Relax, take some drinks at home, enjoy the experience with us, and the show for sure.
Speaking of which, Harry, Maverick and Mendonça up next.
Yeah, looking forward to this one. I think we're very, very... I was just scrolling through my notes to see if we had one this season. The closest I can find is Axe. He drew his first game and then won every single game after at the Arsenal console event.
So nobody has actually taken a clean sweep then?
Not that I know of. Not that I know of. So we'll keep an eye out for that today. That could potentially change. But yeah, Maverick Mendonça, looking forward. There's a 12-year age gap in this game. And if you're interested in that kind of thing, you know, maturity, experience comes into play. But definitely looking forward to this one. Morocco versus Brazil. It's kind of a intertwining of football philosophies, if you will. So we should see an intriguing game here. Something for you maybe to pick apart, Alex, in terms of tactics, what each region would prefer.
Could you go a little bit deeper in that contrasting set of philosophies in terms of what viewers might actually expect from these 2 respective cultures?
I think it's quite open. Brazilians should be more defining special tactics, approaching, seeing all the resources from the game. On the other hand, we see that the Moroccan player Maverick could have, that passion maybe to be in a new stage rather than be more complete player that I think it requires to win the America's qualifier right now at this point. But at the end of the day, they are in the same competition, same squad, and they have the full available cards for set up your lineup. So I think there's no excuses. It's completely even competition here at the FC Bayern finals. So it's all about to score, be efficient. We saw many fails from the previous game, from Yusuf Amara, and all the opposite from Chonkata. 3 chances, 3 goals. And that's what matters. Score your goals.
All right, well, let's see if it's enthusiasm or flair that actually wins out in this one. So to enjoy it between Maverick and Mendonça.
السلام عليكم. معكم أيمن الملقب مافريك. تأهلت من الريزيون ديال أوروبا والأفريق. التوقعات ديالي إن شاء الله غنديو اللقب، وإن شاء الله على كتاب نتأهلوا للجابون، ودعواتكم معنا.
Olá, sou Rafael Mendonça, sou do Brasil, quero muito ser campeão hoje para representar o Bayern no Japão. Espero a torcida de todos do Brasil. Abraço!
So we move then into match number 2. Maverick versus Mendonça. The battle of the M's, Alex. We have a little bit of time, I believe, to kind of dig into the routes in which they made it to this stage. Interestingly enough for Mendonça, had the world champion in his group in round 4. He probably did not anticipate making it all this way, because we know how strong Rentau is. In that game, he drew 0-0. That was enough to make it out of Group A. And then he finds himself here at the Bayern München club event finals. What a result that is to make it just this far. It's so difficult to qualify for this stage.
Definitely.
But now he's about to take center stage.
Now we'll see the first game. Now we see he's becoming famous, those 5 center back, which now we are seeing on the screen, I believe, from Maverick. But yeah, as you were mentioned, no, Mendonça, it's like no one was expecting him to be at this level, at this stage of the competition. Especially even in Brazil, there are big names, and no one was expecting Mendonça to make it all through to the club event finals of FC Bahia. We'll see, no? Special attention now at this game 1, as we see Harry Kane with 100 overall, big time show, and Kimmubee at the defense. Well, those connections that Jamal Musiala, Leroy Sané, Olise, no? Those really agile players will make the difference, no? With those double toss, special action, finesse, and especially if they are on time to make a stunning shot, even better. So we'll see. Maverick, Mendonça, Morocco, Brazil. Looking forward to the first 3 points of today.
We will see if there's 3 points in it. What we have seen is 3 points go to the current group leader, Chonkata. These two would have been watching match 1.
Definitely.
They would have been seeing exactly
Analyzing,
what to expect,
you know?
analyzing under the microscope. But now it's their time to take the stage. Maverick versus Mendonça. We are underway, and it is the man from Morocco who is in the home strip, the all-red Bavarian kit, attacking the right-hand goal.
We see now Mendonça on control of the possession. Alphonso Davies joining the attack. In the meantime, taking time to build up his play. Harry Kane, Olise. Look at the deep defenders from Maverick. Jamal Musiala in a great spot. Musiala with that boost running. So explosive, as usually that card works perfectly, and I'm not surprised to see them as the favorite for most of the players today at the finals.
Really good tackle as well from Upamecano. I think a lot of players will be relieved across both mobile and console
really
to see them
conservative,
at
both of the players.
centre-back position. And joining him, of course, Kim. What an amazing centre-back pairing. And now Michael Olise here through for Maverick. This could be the first goal of the match. Oh, it's wide again.
You saw in the last moment before shot that touch from Upamecano with the hand. Look at that. That charge like that made no possible for the striker all this time, Olise, to have a clear shot. Was a nice one.
Did just enough, didn't he, to put off the strike.
Sometimes it's important to people at home to pay attention. It's not necessary to regain the ball, but at least to put some difficulties to the striker, to not to shoot easy. Well done.
Definitely affects the probability of getting a strike on target if you can just get your defender close enough. Now, here comes Mendonça. He is tackled on the near side.
At the end of the day, Harry, I feel so nice always being surrounded. FC Bahia, big story on my side connected with this team. Lovely 3 years together. And now we'll see who will represent Bahia at the World Final. Sané, the finesse! Oh, to the post, the rebound!
Maybe Musiala will regain, but the input is still queued up, and it will be just a goal kick following that crazy set of circumstances.
Second in a row, Harry, for Maverick. That was even more closer to put it into the net. Sadly, that pose and that rebound, which seems to be easy for Mendonça to clear it, somehow has some difficulties, and that was close, really close, Maverick. to approach it and take the lead. Great start from the young man from Morocco. We see clearly on the video, he's so confident in himself. His destiny is to win today. Will be able to realize that? We'll see. Now Mendonça with a chance. But look how deep though. No, there's no room for those passes on the midfield. Sleiman connecting with Jamal Musiala. Harry, great start. Maybe more slowly, not than the first game, but anyway, good one for sure.
God willing, I will make it to Tokyo. That was exactly what Maverick said in our pre-game interview. Great to hear from the players. We'll be hearing from all of our finalists here, but for now it's Mendonça starting to move forward. Upamecano stepping in 10 minutes from half-time.
It's really interesting the positioning of Joshua Kimmich for Maverick. Is every single time really close to Harry Kane. Well, now nice tackle, and even if he's Mendonça having a hard time, once again he finally survives to that great attack from Maverick.
Of course, this isn't the first time we've seen Mendonça. This season it is, but last year he made it all the way to the inter-club event finals. Fell short there, but now has a chance to take the stage again. 5 minutes until half-time, and he has possession moving forward.
Nice ball, but finally Kimmubee deflecting that through ball with the header. Nice try. Mendonça is getting close to the Brazilian.
It's well known in the Brazilian scene. Has a corner just before half-time. Looking
what
towards
was that touch?
The front post. Back towards Alphonso Davies. Musiala
the
with a
finesse!
stunning strike.
Oh, the standing, what the finesse.
Good save.
Definitely.
Look at this, Alex.
Nice one, because yeah, from that distance sometimes it's not possible for the goalie to save it. But once again, Manuel Neuer showing us that's why he's one of the best goalkeeper in the world, and let's say in the last 10-15 years as well of football. One of the last action now as well for Mendonça with the corner kick.
It's been a really good end to the first half for Mendonça. Kimmich in towards
and now comes the counter,
could not find anyone now. Is there a chance, as you say, Alex, for
maybe
a counter before half-time? I think the referee will have seen enough here.
That's the last one.
Neuer will kick up, and the referee will blow his whistle. Maverick 0, Mendonça 0 in match number 2. The first half is now done and dusted.
I feel some nerves on both sides. Even if Maverick had really 2 good chances, look at the formation of Maverick. It's pretty interesting. He tried to deformate a little bit the formation of Mendonça, which is used to have a basic formation 4-2-1-3, but especially the positioning of the positioning of Goretzka and Kimmich is really interesting, because that block and make like a 4 in a row with Upamecano and Kimmubee that doesn't let Mendonça to connect with Harry Kane, the main player at this squad. So let's see, the nerves are there. The score doesn't open some room for breathe, let's say. So if we don't see an early goal, Harry, maybe a mistake could be the difference between win or not this game too.
We'll have to keep an eye out for that. What do you think the counter is to those 2 deep-lying sort of DMFs, as you say, making almost a bank of 4?
Yeah,
you've got Kim, Upamecano there. It's so difficult to break through.
It could be a surprise for your opponent. If you don't let him to connect with Harry Kane, you force him to play on the sides during the whole time. Maybe in that time he's realizing how to play the new game. Yeah, you can maybe approach it, but let's see. It's still open so far this game. The first one for Maverick and Mendonça. Mendonça on possession, looking to King Coleman, this striker, which is so fun to play with. Now failed to connect with Alphonso Davies. Kimmich with the counter. How important as to approach this game style. Long ball counter with those counter. Goretzka with the long ball to Musiala.
Vital intervention. Saw their flash up on the screen. Chonkata 3-1 in his first match means he's currently leading the group.
Oh, misclicking that. Double touch before receive. It's really important, but even for players with a lot of stats who still failing that movement. Harry Kane! My way! To the double ball.
That could have been one of the best goals we've seen.
Look at that, was close. Another post, 1-on-1 on post. 0-0 on the score so far at the moment.
Such flamboyant gameplay there from the Brazilian. And now he's coming forward again. Yeah, this pressure is relentless here Alphonso Davies with the
stunning
stunning cross. Harry
cross!
Kane again, almost identical situation, this time with the header. And it's not on target. I'm not sure if the goalkeeper got a touch here.
It's a good point, Harry, because if we realize the tactic, the formation of Maverick is forced to the left-hand side of the pitch, leaving more freedom to Mendonça to those runs with Alphonso Davies to gain some space, and twice in a row and getting closer. And now substitution, 30 minutes left, time to those subs to fresh leg to jumping into the match, make some differences, because as you see, the stamina is not that high. This is the screen of Maverick.
I'm curious whether or not we'll see maybe an adjustment now that sort of we know that
look at the right-hand side,
to it
a lot
is
of room
the wide.
there.
Yeah, I wonder if maybe we move away from those two defensive midfielders here for Maverick. Maybe we start to move into a different formation.
In the meantime, they still 0-0. I think there will be no change.
Sure.
If we see a goal in any other side, something will happen, 100%. Still time for even more than one goal, so we'll see. 0-0. Still quite open and so interesting, Harry.
It's a fascinating 0-0 game here, and it's not often I say that with truth in my voice. It is a very good game. Both Maverick and Mendonça playing out a very open competition here. Got about 25 in-game minutes until the full-time whistle here in match number 2. Maverick playing forward here.
Taking his time.
Towards Musiala. Upamecano just sticks to him like glue. Goretzka. Kimmich back to him now. Those two just playing a little game between themselves. Musiala with the double touch, and then the strike! And there is the goal!
We were calling for that. Jamal Musiala, the player of the week, centre forward, which becomes to be the MVP in every single match, because you are more expecting this kind of a chance from Harry Kane, Harry. But look, Jamal Musiala opening the angle, and that strong finishing. Impossible for Manuel Neuer. Wonderful double touch. 1-0 for Morocco, 1-0 for Maverick.
Well done, Maverick. The patience. I mean, we saw Goretzka, Kimmich just playing it between themselves. So many first-time passes until Musiala gets the ball, double touch, and the rest is history, or at least it is for now. 1-0 to Maverick. 15 minutes to go. And it is Mendonça who needs himself an equaliser to secure any kind of points from this game.
And great block now by Stanisic. Now quickly the counter will be Kingsley Coman versus Upamecano. Maverick trying to score the second one. Nice one by Upamecano. And Mendonça, who needs to do something as soon as possible, at least to get a point that could make him in a great position for the upcoming matches. Harry Kane, Leroy Sané connecting with Rafael Guerreiro, the finishing! Left foot putting into the net. Ladies and gentlemen, what a response from the Brazilian. Rafael Guerreiro, full-back finisher.
Wow.
And, great ending of the chance for sure.
It's been like a pressure cooker in this match. We had to wait a long time, 75 minutes to get our opening goal, and then like a Munich bus, two come along at once. And now it's all to play for in the final 10 minutes.
That through pass for the right foot of Leroy Sané.
Wow.
And that finishing, he has no the first time shot skill. Even with that, great risk took by Mendonça, putting it into the net. And time is running, Harry. And that point, it seems to be not enough for Maverick. We'll see if he handled the pressure and now decide to go for it for the victory, or just be okay with that draw at the moment.
Well, Goretzka cannot break the lines. It's Kimmich on the other side here for Mendonça, who gets the ball back, and there's pressure up towards Manuel Neuer and his goal. Harry Kane.
This is a nice one for Mendonça.
Oh, Serge Gnabry with a strike from so far away.
Maybe one step forward will be enough, but nice try by Serge Gnabry. Simple finishing. Oof, that was close to the left-hand side of the net of Manuel Neuer. Maybe 1-2 chances left. Time for the last substitution to, maybe win that challenge, because with this fresh player could make the impact, the difference. between perform a perfect build-up play or to miss the last opportunity. Pavlovic entering from Mendonça, try to be more protective as well for Maverick, and we see Harry Kane appearing for first time with a new formation 4-3-3 for Maverick, and Thomas Müller for Mendonça. Really smart to see, especially looking maybe for Harry Kane, those long balls, maybe win ahead and then start from there to put some pressure. Now we'll see. This kick from the keeper will be so important for the last part of the game.
3 minutes added on. Worth reminding you, it is a minimum of 3 minutes, so no doubt we will see both players trying to maintain possession until it ticks over that 3-minute mark. This is the last attack of the match, and it will be into the books now. Maverick 1, Mendonça 1 in match number 2. What a thrilling affair in our second mobile match. Hats off to those two, but I think the man with the biggest smile on his face after the first heat of fixtures will be Chonkata.
Definitely.
We saw in match number 1 take home 3 points.
Good point, Harry, that's for sure. And I think at the end of the day, we saw a really fun match to watch. We saw a lot of action, 5-4, way more action than the previous game. But at the end of the day, no, that efficient. Look at the first one was for Maverick with Olise. That close, yeah, but not enough, no? Michel Olise has not the best finishing as well. That pressure from Upamecano at last moment made him not to be that accurate. Now another one, to the post from Maverick. That could be, if you repeated that action, could get in 100%. But you know, this one was nice. Mendonça, which started really low into the match and getting better and better.
It was the end of the first half, wasn't it? He had this spell of a couple of corners.
And somehow, I think it surprises everyone with that second half, reacting to that early that leading by Maverick. And you said pretty well, 1-1, which makes way more open the action for the whole group to go through the grand final. So let's see.
This was that acrobatic Harry Kane chance from Mendonça, who had a really good spell.
And he saw the formula and said, let's repeat it again. Not similar action. Alphonso Davies standing cross, looking to Harry Kane. And Harry Kane that has not his day, no?
I think the opening moments from the second half were definitely all one-way traffic, but against the run of play, you could argue that goal, double touch from Musiala into the finish, was what really broke the mold of that match.
It's meta, for sure. That's the meta.
Most of the time, it was Mendonça having good spells of possession. Then in the first half we saw Maverick, but this was the goal that really opened up the play.
And let me say, many people are blamed because of that, but it's possible to defend it. Yes, you need to be so fast with the switching cursor, take the closer defender, move to the, or predict the side he's going to leave from and block it. It's possible, but you need to be really, really fast. And look at this one.
5 in-game minutes later, that near post finish by the left back.
Completely shocking to me, that finishing from Rafael Guerreiro with not the card to the first time shot, finishing around 70, which is not that much. But look at that, you know, he was with that passion that Mendonça has to put the equalizer. And that points, at the end of the day, maybe with another victory, 4 points could be enough to go through. Why not?
Could well be. You only get 3 matches. That was the last real chance of the game there, right on the stroke of 90. It came the way of Mendonça, but you only get 3 matches here in the group stages. One of them now is in the books from each of our mobile players, Semra, and the points are shared there. The group stages are starting to heat up a little bit here after 2 matches.
Exactly how we like to see it. I mean, we did go into this one saying it was probably going to be fairly even-steven between the two of them. We had hoped maybe it would be either enthusiasm or flair that would actually win out, but in the end you could see that it was a share of the spoils, perhaps more to come then from both of those two later on in the day. Why don't we go ahead and get caught up on what is actually going on in the other group, because after this match we will turn our attentions on this stream for you to actually watch console to see what's going on with that group, at least as it stands in terms of the leaderboard. Harry, what is that immediate reaction?
Mestre losing his first game.
Ooh.
3-2 to Eduardinho. Wow.
But we did promise surprises.
We did indeed, and it's often when you have the favourite tag that you kind of actually find yourself with the back up against the wall. You can see what it's done to the console group standings. That means Eduardinho and Sleiman into the lead there. Our two front runners early. I don't think either of us kind of had that.
Especially to mention, when in a group stage like this, the first round, it ends with 3 points for 2 players. It means that the round 2 for the players who lost the first game, Kimmubee and Mestre, is a critical one. You have to win. No? A draw, potentially, it's killed most of your chances to go through. It's still open. We always say 4 to 6 points are the good enough to go through the finals. So let's see. I mean, at the end, we saw during the whole year of club events, it's so difficult to perform at this level, at this stage. Still on the chances for Mestre. We are going to see him later on the stream. So we will enjoy his matches for the Spanish fans rooting for him, also for Eduardinho, Kimmubee, and Sleiman. But on mobile, are still open with that draw, which is the most interesting thing so far.
Absolutely. I mean, it does very much look as though it's highly competitive in the mobile group so far because there's a fairly even spread of points. But when it comes to console, which is, as I said, where we're going next, you can see that there are 2 players that are starting to pull away from the pack. Mestre, however, I think it is worth noting, it was a very marginal loss. He only lost by 1 goal. So you can interpret that perhaps, obviously, he's still very much in it in terms of what he can offer, and maybe it was just a bit of a warm-up then, or a warning shot. But nonetheless, I mean, we are going to see him playing next against Kimmubee, who also needs to get some points on the board as quickly as possible. So
it's like a final.
Exactly. You read my mind. I think for both of these men, we need to see 3 points here. And
that's it.
If you draw, I mean, you're kind of leaving your fate in other people's hands.
Think about me at minus 75, 1-1 is like, you need to go for it. There's no room for a point, which
expect both players in that type of scenario to really go for it.
Well, you know Mestre better than the rest of us. If you could actually get inside his mind right now, what it is do you think that he's kind of mulling over and kind of... Because obviously he just finished, so he doesn't really have too much of time to actually prepare for the next match,
On paper, he probably has faced the stronger opponent, and it came with a loss, with a defeat, which is now maybe put him some extra pressure for the next match. He's a guy that he have everything he wants, able to put it on the gameplay. He's having that feeling. He's almost unstoppable. But, you know, this short format, 3 just games, coming to lose the first one. But, you know, not to be too scared that much, because in the group stage, in the qualifying, in the round 4, he was out of the competition before the last round, and he had to beat Miguel Ruan, another Spaniard, to go through. He made it possible, ended qualifying, and after being second of the group, he ended winning the European qualifier. So why not, Harry? Repeat that formula again.
It's definitely doable. I mean, you look at his route to get to this stage. I mean, beating in the quarterfinals Cams, 3-2 versus Nexa in the semi-final, and then Zelo, of course, runner-up from 2023's World Finals, if I remember correctly, in the grand final. So just his regional route to get to this point, he basically had to play a mini tournament of its own. So the fact that he's now here, he got to this stage, maybe the pressure of representing his own club. I mean, he was a Bayern player for 4 seasons in the eFootball Pro calendar.
Some extra vibes, no? Like, it's so cool. If you had to pick one, no?
I think
might be a sense of ownership in a way, like, this is my club, I belong.
The shirt probably weighs a bit heavier on him than it does on anyone else here at this club finals.
I think it's more the feeling to everyone talking about you, how good you are, how big are the expectations on you, and you won't be able with the pass of the year to prove it. I think that pressure is on him from always, and I think when this guy made that statement, qualifying to the World Finals, we probably want to see his full potential, and I can't wait for that. But first, the formula goes by winning the next match, which is the most difficult of the year for him right now, in front of the underdog, which is Kimmubee, a guy that comes from Indonesia with no expectation at this level of competition, debut internationally, but it comes from an academy, the eFootball Academy in Indonesia, that has created a lot of superstars globally at eFootball, and we saw Rizky Faidan, Romy, Elga, we go Akbar Paudi, plus the mobile guys, which they are unbelievable. So at the end of the day, he's competing every single week, every single month against top title contenders. So that makes the difference to grow up faster than the rest of the world at this stage.
Well, there you say. I mean, both of them obviously have had anything but straightforward paths to actually get to this very moment right here. But if Mestre does have any extra advantage, it is that he has had his back up against the wall many times before, and he has been able to pass those tests with flying colours. Let's see if he's able to do that again as he takes on Kimmubee.
sekalian, my nickname is Kimmubee. I'm from Indonesia and I represented Eastern Asia. I'm going to do my best and I hope I can win a title for the first time in a global competition. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Miguel, also commonly known as Mestre. I will be representing Europe and Africa region, and my expectations for the tournament are very high. My aim is to win, as always as I compete. So I hope I can reach those awaited World Finals in Tokyo and can be there in July. See you soon, and vamos!
We heard from our two players to kick off the console leg of our stream. Neither men have gotten themselves a point on the board so far, so we essentially, as you said, have a final on our hands here, Alex. It's Mestre against Kimmubee, and I mean, what can we say other than just do not blink? It's a big, big match here in match number 3, as two men need 3 points.
Definitely, let's see. Will be a different pace compared to the mobile games, now getting on console. And Harry, here we go. We'll be on live stream the debut for Kimmubee and Mestre on today's finals. And they need to start leading and win 3 points are massive.
They are massive indeed. Kickoff is just before us here. Mestre versus Kimmubee. And it's the Indonesian Kimmubee who will be in the home strip. Just double checking before we kick off that everything's fine, all the formations.
Kimmubee with a 4-4-2.
Good.
With those and Mestre as well. Similar one, Mestre with left wingers and Olise MEF and 2 MEF offensive midfielders for Kimmubee. Will be like a similar to a mirror formation that sometimes it make a different view, different to predict even for the players, or which formation working properly better than the other one. And let's see, kickoff for Indonesia, kickoff for Kimmubee.
Well, here we go then. Attacking the right-hand goal will be Kimmubee, the man who lost his first match against Sleiman, will now need a result to go his way in order to keep things within his own hands, as does Mestre. Both men facing a similar feat here. The Spaniard attacking the left-hand goal in that all-black Bavarian strip.
A through ball by Harry Kane. Mestre, as most of you guys remember him with that 4-3-3 formation, famous in Europe. And now it's a bit surprising see him with the 4-4-2. But now Kimmubee with the long ball. It's Thomas Muller. Great block by Upamecano. That was a nice way to go through by the Indonesian guy, which is still with the pressure, Harry.
First real chance of the match goes to Kimmubee. And here he comes again, had 2 men on the run, and in the end, couldn't find either of them. Defended well by Mestre. Now, Sane over to the far side. Olise trying to find the head of Kane.
It's a good chance. If you send those long balls to Kane and you win the header, it's a millisecond advantage you get through the next pass over your opponent. So same again, looking for Kane. But yeah, you need to be accurate with that pass, either with the header or with the foot. We'll see. Really open so far this game. It's nice to see every single time open games where everything can happen.
Is indeed probably the highest level of competition we've seen at a club event final so far. Now Mestre can maybe benefit
another missed pass from Mestre
off of that.
Some nerves on both sides.
Some nerves indeed, but looking at Kimmubee's route to the final, of course, Takaki, Jean-Sui.
Nice predict from Mestre.
Takeman, Udi, who of course is a former world champion, all within his region. So to get to this stage, Kimmubee has bested some valiant
we see clearly,
competition.
Harry, the meta of both tactics of these two players is to make a 2v1 action with the MEF and the striker every single time.
What good tackle.
We will see now a lot of back passes to make that 2v1 action. When now Musiala getting through. Kane, well defended by Mestre. Quickly going forward. These two wants to take the lead as soon as possible.
20 minutes gone. The Bulls stayed in play for the majority of this game. Very open indeed. Harry Kane round the corner to Musiala. Nice triangle. Back to Olise. Harry Kane, though, unable to be connected with.
Davis is one of those cards which are really skilled, really fast, really agile, but especially for defense is not that good. So we'll see if worked properly for Kimmubee. Paulovic putting that ball Now there is no dominance, no initiative for these two players, and now are having a hard time to connect those combinations, those passes. Now finally Mestre in the left-hand side with the Mendonça with the through ball. Stanisic in a wonderful, nice pressure, but not enough.
Not enough indeed. Half an hour mark approaching. Still 0-0 between these two, and you probably argue that a draw benefits neither man here in their second group game. And well, Kimmubee with Elise! Oh, it's offside, is it? I think so. That goal but chalked off.
On Elise or Harry Kane? Because Harry Kane was in the trajectory of the ball when he shot. We'll see now.
Let's take a look. Who is it offside?
And we will see
I think it's Elise, is it? Maybe just a toe.
Unlucky for the Indonesian guy. The How was really, really close to take the lead. Some breathe for Mestre. Still 0-0.
Now Mestre with the bit between his teeth. Potentially Harry Kane's miscontrol though. Just can't trap the ball well enough.
He was preparing the knock-on and he failed to be accurate with that touch to prepare that boosting shot. That is difficult to nowadays to see at the highest level, but if you're performing well, is almost 100% goal.
We heard him say before the match, the awaited World Finals, and that wording is very specific for Mestre. Has never qualified for the World Finals despite several seasons in the top level of European competition. Has won many accolades. Feels like he's been around for years. He's such a strong player, and has never qualified for a Konami World Finals.
And it's happened the same, for example, with João Victor. João Victor already, obviously his career is not that deep as Mestre, but he hasn't qualified already to the World Finals. And now one of those two big names that's still missing, no? The experience to be at the World Finals.
Under 5 minutes left in the first half. Mestre on the ball. Just struggling to break through.
Mestre is getting better and better. We'll see if before the halftime he can have a good one.
Free kick here for the Spaniard.
Mestre is one of those players that doesn't need to do a great match to really win it. No, he just needs one clear chance, put it into the net, and then control the match. So it's potentially one of those matches of Mestre.
Well, Harry Kane's trying to break the lines at the back there. Still alive here for Mestre.
Nice
towards Harry Kane.
Oh
wide.
My. How is that possible? I think the timing, maybe he pushed too early to shot that ball instead to wait a little bit more, that the ball was falling down to a right position to his foot.
Oh, it's not the first time today.
He attacked the ball so high, maybe, Harry Kane, that may not be that accurate.
He's not got his shooting boots on today, the Englishman. It's not often.
If you wait the ball coming closer, you are more accurate, more easy positioning, let's say. When we back to the tactics, where Kimmubee was thinking a little bit, maybe was Mestre maybe making some changes. Sometimes you need this for think about it, think about what's next, breathe a little bit, take some water. You know, game is running so fast, no goals, no differences.
Also so important for you to see if your opponent has made any changes. You need to keep tabs on exactly what the formation is on the other side, so you don't keep playing to the old game plan.
Unless you are curious to see, has he done something? We'll see. The last one.
Curiosity or paranoia, either way. They
exactly.
go hand in hand. Totally. 1 minute left, last attack of the half.
Look at that space.
Come the way to Kimmubee. He has already had one disallowed, and that will be the end of the first half.
When he got that room, Harry, to get through the box, he rather to shot, to cross, he went for the easy choice, the pass back. But Mestre was expecting the same. Great block. We see only one shot, but I had the feeling that we saw a lot of action, but those actions were not having a finishing at the end. No?
You can almost feel the nerves between these two through the screen, because they both have 0 points to their name after one match played. This is a big affair for both of them. Mestre starting out this second half, attacking the right side of your screen goal.
And most likely who scores seems to be the winner in this match. So let's take a look. Who is Mestre or Kimmubee, the Spaniard or the Indonesian, in this match 3 of the day?
Cleared up the pitch by Kimmubee.
Oh, Kimmubee now rushing the second man pressure. By winning the header, Pavlovic. That's a DMF that working so nice for FC Bayern Munich in this season so far.
Nice carrying of the ball up by Musiala.
And somehow he will try to go. Oh, look at that back pass.
Very nice indeed. Oh, saved strongly by the goalkeeper.
Olise feeding the ball at the way he can. Now Mestre playing easy, looking to Hurricane. Nice start from there. Sané, maybe Mestre is having the best chance right now. Jamal Musiala, too far. Went too far.
Just a little bit too much juice on that ball.
He's struggling to make the last pass. No, it's like playing easy, long ball to connect with Hurricane. Not that confident with the build-up, with more passes as usually. Let's see if in the last part of the game, if Mestre or Kimmubee can start to get comfortable. But seems to be almost impossible, no? At this moment of the competition of this game 3 as well.
Just waiting to find that perfect piece of timing from both sets of players on the pitch so far. 0-0 after 60 minutes.
At the end,
Eastern Asia runner-up and our Europe and Africa regional winner going head-to-head here.
Definitely, no. We see that the substitution with Mestre having Kings Common at the left winger. The feeling that Kimmich and Thomas Müller, AMF, and who else? Serge Gnabry as a second striker are in for Mestre. And a game which we were saying, no, 0 points after a loss, 0-0 game 2. The pressure, the anxiety starts to appear in your side. Mentally, you know, even Kimmubee or Mestre, you are not doing that much extra, not to score a goal, and something has to change right now. Maybe substitution, maybe mentally, we'll see.
Not only that, you're not doing enough to really stamp your authority in this group stages. Still 0-0 between these two.
There's no accurate passes on either of the sides now. Kimmubee failing a through ball. You need to connect one. Connecting one great chance will be enough to get in the competition for the last match day, for the last round.
Good defensive coverage there by Mestre. Read the passing lane correctly. And now attacking on this near side, but defensively, both these players have been so strong. Just seeming to cancel each other out at every opportunity. The timer ticking down here. Kimmubee now near side with Goretzka.
Nice fake shot, nice
really
super cancel.
Back inside, oh! It will be a corner.
Left foot, King's Common. Seems impossible, but nice try, forcing a corner kick. Nice super cancel there with Goretzka, avoiding that matchup from Mestre with Upamecano. Corner kick, how many times we have seen deciding goal of corner kick, rebounds, but somehow as well, if you not perform, not finish the corner kick, the counter-attack, take care of it.
Of course, that magical dribbler card, I believe that was Kingsley Coman, all the way back in September. It was a while ago now, but Thomas Müller
looking for Kimmubee, maybe
this one
Pavlovic.
in. Post. Oh, it's saved again, still alive, maybe
Davis.
Cleared, finally.
Davis for Mestre.
Big chance from Kimmubee.
Surviving the Spaniard, the pressure still for Kimmubee. And now the clear from Mestre, looking for Hurricane that lost, can't win that header in front of a Kimmubee. Mestre tried to predict the passes, maybe rushing a little bit.
Really good period here from Kimmubee. Just wanting to slow this one down is Mestre, but there's a chance here on the far side. He is offside, and I wonder whether or not we'll see some substitutes here, because for Mestre, well, he's been surviving this last 10 or so in-game minutes.
And no, there's no good bites from Mestre gameplay. I know him really well. He doesn't need that much to score a goal, but you know, time is running, and I feel him really uncomfortable. He needs to focus on long balls rather than to long short passes to connect, to build up his play, and that makes me the vibe that he's not that comfortable in front. Not that big differences, but yeah, more action from Kimmubee. But at the end of the day, 0-0, 10-15 minutes remaining. It's all about to forget what happened until now and performing now.
Well, this is it. We said before the game, we expect if we get to 0-0 or tied at this point, that both players will go for it.
That's the point. I mean, I would not like to be on that position right now. The stress and anxiety that they has to be living right now is maximum. because yeah, your season is pending from the last 15 minutes, and this tough for the ones who don't make it. But well, overall, Harry, let's be calm. Substitution on 3 added players for Mestre, and the chance that 1 point winning the last match, maybe if some results goes on your favor, you still can make it.
Well, we're back underway. Almost 20 minutes left. 0-0 between Kimmubee and Mestre. The latter, who of course won 3 Best Goal of the Matchday awards throughout his tenure for Bayern München. He would need a magical one here in the next 15 or so. I don't even think it would have to be a particularly good one. He would take any goal at this stage, as would Kimmubee.
That's the thing, no? How many times we want to be world champion, playing fantastically, winning 3-0, but the reality is that most of the time it's not that possible. It's rather wins 1-0 in a penalty in the last moment than not to win. So we'll see.
Through ball to Serge Gnabry.
No control in that run from Gnabry.
Could not get a hold of the ball before it ran out of play.
Let's see that what Mestre try if the long throw. Oh yeah, simply an easy pass, yeah, to Kingsley Coman. And start from there, Mestre, sorry, Kimmubee with a long ball. Nice recovery, nice regain. Kimi for Mestre, Gnabry connecting with Harry Kane for this time, yes, in front of Kim In-jae.
Here we go.
That could be a nice one. Mestre with a long ball. Oh, even Kim In-jae failed with that header, but wasn't that accurate. Too far for Harry Kane. Only 1 shot for Mestre, 0 on target, 4 for Kimmubee, 2 on target.
I mean, 10 minutes to go, Alex. Do you feel there's a goal in this one? Because so far it's been so close.
A mistake. The only way to score right now is coming from a mistake. So we'll see if that really happened or we stay with the same score.
Well, look at this space here for Kimmubee. Coming forward, it's Leroy Sané, far side. Almost beats Davies, turns back, tries to find Kingsley Coman in there.
He's doing pretty nice, Kimmubee, but then his final decision is too safe. You need to reach a little bit more to surprise your opponent, and such a big opponent as Mestre.
Oh, Kimmich versus Kim In-jae. That is always going to be a difficult battle to win.
Oh, look at this one. Quick long through for Mestre.
Now, I remember your long throws, Alex, when you were part of the Bayern München.
Mestre is especially for the long throw.
When you were a Bayern München player. I wonder if he'll try and launch this one into the box.
He will look for the number 9, Harry Kane. If he wins the header, maybe it's his momentum. We'll see.
Whether it's...
He will try to face someone smaller than him. Here we go. Kane for Mestre. He's winning the header.
There it is to Thomas Muller. Oh, saved! Great manual keeping. Still alive here for Mestre. Serge Gnabry. Stanisic. Harry Kane! Mestre finds the goal that breaks the deadlock. And that will be a huge relief for Miguel Mestre.
Everything it came from that long throw, and the second action, he found out how Kimmubee was missing that clear with the header, and somehow it arrived to the man, the big time show, Harry Kane, controlling the ball inside the box and putting it where he knows that good. Look at that, the cross from Gnabry, looking for somehow the secondary chance for Harry Kane, and Mestre with the only and unique shot on target, leading, and just 2 minutes left. Massive moment for the Spaniard.
I can almost hear the sigh of relief and the vamos coming from Mestre.
Vamos, hostia, vamos.
That is a big goal that keeps his season alive, potentially, if he can hold on. For Kimmubee, it's so difficult to pick yourself up after conceding that. Still has time, though, for at least one more chance.
Yeah, we'll see now. Mestre will pack the bus. Just 2 minutes remaining, and he needs to control the score. Especially in those times when he's aware he's not playing that good, but he's smart. He knows 3 points are 3 points. Looking ahead, the third match is a super great result. And Kimmubee have to do something else. Maybe try to not to go step by step, try to break some line with long balls to Harry Kane to make some difficulties on Mestre, because time is running. Now everything will be decided in push the limits on Mestre, because Mestre will have one clear target: clear the ball as soon as possible.
We'll see that to come, but just looking at Mestre's route to this final, to this club event finals, I mean, the likes of Eterito, Sassinho, Marios, Los Scandalo, Franquinho, Camps, Zilo, all within his region in round 4. He is the man who emerges throughout the Europe and Africa region to make it to this stage. And he is just a few minutes away from securing a big 3 points. 4 minutes added on.
Still time for 1-2 action, but is Kimmubee making a lot of mistakes on those passes. Mestre regaining the ball so easily, taking his time, great clear,
Risking
2 miles
nothing.
left. It's all about this. If he wins the header, it's over.
Kimmubee's had some good chances in this game, and he'll get one last chance here to play spoiler potentially. It's the countdown! It's Harry Kane again!
Where the hell came from? Look at that, he was running like a midfielder, and somehow perfect positioning for Kimmubee, and dramatic end for this match 3. Wow. Well,
as we were building it up that Mestre's done enough, it's Kimmubee who turns up with the last kick of the game. Harry Kane from outside the box, and that is special.
Massive, eh? This is massive because Mestre was doing perfectly. I think almost has no chances, Kimmubee, to get into the match. I mean, it's like, it's
that's the full-time whistle you hear in the background.
At the end of the match.
The full-time whistle has been blown. A 5th minute of added time, and remember, it's a minimum of 4 minutes added on. Goal from Harry Kane secures a point for Kimmubee. Wow, what a finish. What a crescendo to that match.
To be honest, Harry, the only player able to perform that shot from that distance is Harry Kane. And he came from the pack. Somehow he wasn't on his position, maybe because the time he was challenging with the header, he came quite late to join the attack. And wow, perfect timing, perfect decision. Kimmubee, who was not taking the right decision during the whole match, he had some chances. He did in the right time.
I think we saw it often throughout that match and throughout today. Harry Kane in the right place, but couldn't get his shooting boots quite laced up. Here's another example of that.
Yeah, that one,
so
for
close to goal there for Mestre.
That was for Mestre. He's only a 10 before the match.
And in the end, scores two goals in the last 5 or so minutes here to just give us some late drama. And what a game.
No, somehow overall I saw a great performance by Kimmubee, but somehow maybe his lack of experience made him to have some nerves, some pressure in front of the last decision, in front of the last pass, in front of the last shot. And he decided, like this one, to go to the easy one, pass and shoot, rather than force an extra distraction. Because for players as Mestre, most of the things are predictable, you know what I mean? So you need to do something else faster than his mindset. But at the end of the day, 1 point for each of these 2 players, potentially open the chances. Still 1 game remaining for either of 2. And what a massive one. No? We'll see properly now the goal of Mestre, which this one, the cross from Nabri, no one get the ball, and Harry Kane catches that one inside the box.
Before that goal, it was almost like I was time traveling back to 2020, 2021 with the long throw towards Lewandowski.
Yeah, exactly. We were calling for the goal, and it happens, but what we were not calling is for that dramatic end. And in the last second. No?
For those wondering,
it was 93, Harry, 94.
The last replays of this goal that made it 1-0 to Mestre. His last game is against Sleiman in, well, later on today. He'll be hoping, of course, that elsewhere things can go in his favour. Well, there was the goal that made it 1-0 to Mestre, and we were ramping it up. You saw your reaction there, Alex. You think, oh, there we go, late drama. It's what Mestre does. He's got 3 points.
How many times you said to me, hey, you Alex, you saw that coming? I didn't saw that coming, honestly, because it's the only card that can perform from that distance like that. Because if it's Goretzka, if it's Kimmich, maybe yes, but most of the chances are to not like his score from there. So having him at that moment, at that second, is amazing. Let's enjoy the replay because what a finishing.
Of course, just that bit of room is all the Englishman needed to find the back of the net, and that would have compounded the misery onto Mestre after what was jubilation moments ago. Semra, he thought he had 3 points. In the end, the points are shared. The game will end 1-1 between our two incredible competitors. I mean, what a game to kick off the console side of the group stages. Unbelievable.
I tell you what, fireworks. Absolute fireworks, because you think that Mestre has got that golden goal that's going to get him those 3 points. But then, virtually, or was actually, the last kick of the game, the only shot on target the entire match for Kimmubee, and he manages to just absolutely blow away everybody with such a fine finish. He went for it, he took that risk, and he caught the reward.
At this level, that's all it takes. Just that one golden chance with enough space around you, with a player like Harry Kane. I mean, we've seen him bury them from his own half in the real world football. So if he's close enough to goal, he'll definitely take his shot and then score it more often than not.
It is such a crushing blow there from Mestre. For things to have just completely fallen apart at the end there, the way that nobody, as you say, saw coming. But good on Kimmubee for actually going all the way into the very final whistle, because in the end, this is what this is all about. It's about pushing each other to each other's limits. It's about pushing each other to see how far everybody can actually go, and showing that you have that resilience and that you fear no one, and that even if you don't think you have a chance of survival, well, guess what? You actually do.
Same for either of these two competitors in front of the last match. It is true that shocked me the most the point that with not that much experience, Kimmubee was able to be calm in his last action and be aware of what to do at this point, no? Because normally, if you ask about the pro players across the world, not many players usually score at this moment, at this point. Only the ones having the calm, having the skill, having the focus to not to lose their mind, to say, all right, still time, I will get to that position, the pass back, and make that banger, because it wasn't a banger too close to end the match.
It was.
And, it was an absolute rocket, wasn't it? I mean,
it's a shot for everyone, and at the end of the day, well, still open the chances to people at home. It's not over for Mestre and Kimmubee, but that last match will be dramatic, and we have a score on mobile, Harry.
Wow.
We do. Take a look at that.
That is Chonkata with 6 points from 6. He's been an early favourite here, of course, and he's doing the business so far. Fair to say, another 1-0.
Beating Maverick.
He's kicking out those marginal wins,
He is indeed.
Running a tight ship.
Mendonça has beat Joseph Amara, and Chonkata with another victory, obviously officially qualified to the grand final later on today. Still open for Mendonça and Maverick, and maybe Maverick needs a victory through 3 goals maybe in the last match, 2-3 goals to go to the grand final. But yeah, all the still open unless on console, where next match
is the top 2. It's Sleiman Eduardinho.
Will be so important, no? Because depending on the score, maybe a draw will 100% open the group. A victory will put the first player into the grand final. But what's to expect to the debutants at this level, Harry, Sleiman, Eduardinho, Argelia, Brazil?
Not too sure if those are 100% accurate in terms of goals for, because we saw Chonkata, of course, win 3-1 in our first match. So we'll take that with a pinch of salt. I'm sure the results are correct. But Chonkata, if they are accurate, of course, 6 points, and you rightly say, has booked himself the mobile final later on. That'll be a big, what did they say, fly in his cap? I don't know if that's really
feather in his cap.
Feather in his cap, that's the one.
I don't know about flies.
Fly.
But
You don't want to fly in your cap. That's not very nice.
I'm not sure they do. It could be a little bit irritating. I think we definitely would have had a feather we can, fan away the fly there. Nonetheless, as you rightly say, we've got a really tantalising clash then for console, as we have the top 2 going to blows then in this next one. So do enjoy as Sleiman takes on Eduardinho.
Hi, I am Sleiman. My name in the game is Sleiman14. I represent West Asian in the Bayern Championship, and it will be a strong competition, and I hope to win it and go to Japan.
Fala rapaziada, como é que vocês estão? Tudo certo? Eu sou o Eduardinho, campeão das Américas da seletiva do Bayern de Munique e vim contar pra vocês um pouquinho das minhas expectativas pra competição, que são as melhores possíveis. Tô muito animado, me dediquei bastante nessas últimas semanas, nesses últimos dias e vou dar meu máximo pra conseguir representar o Brasil da melhor maneira possível. Conto muito com essa torcida, bora que bora, vamos pra cima, vamos Brasil!
So match number 4 on console will be between the top 2 here in our group standings, and it's a top 2 we kind of didn't really anticipate. Sleiman versus Eduardinho, and after what we just saw, all 4 members of this group still alive and in contention. Whether or not that will be the case going into the last round of fixtures, I think theoretically it should be, but this is the reason I'm not an admin. I leave that to people smarter than I. Sleiman versus Eduardinho, though, a win here for either could mathematically guarantee them a chance of being 1 game away from Tokyo in the World Final.
Yeah, let's go for it, guys. Argelia, Brazil, great 2 talents about to start the second game of the competition. Kickoff for the young Algerian Sleiman. Here we go.
There's going to be another big game here at the Bayern München Club Event Finals here in the eFootball Championship 2025. And starting off, it's...
he had the room for maybe still running.
Sleiman attacking the right-hand goal in the home strip, and you'll see Eduardinho of Brazil coming at him the other way. And Brazil, of course, a very strong e-footballing nation. Has some defending to do here, though. Does so quite well with Kimmubee, and the amount of Brazilians in the scene is just incredible to see year after year. We always see just the talent down in South America really shine at the world stage. Likes of Futi Facil, of course.
Let's review the scores.
João Victor and fantastic Thiago Amara, of course, Guifera. And
many, Harry?
As you're right, Alex, we can take a look at the scores leading up to this stage. Both men winning their first round of fixtures.
But just by 1 goal, eh? That does mean that maybe it's still quite equal most of the matches, no? Because at this level, how many times we say that winning by 2 or 3 goals is almost impossible.
So difficult.
No, exactly.
Very difficult at this stage.
Great combination.
Nice combo, as you say, from Eduardinho. That is wonderful!
It was 1 second ahead of Sleiman. Wonderful combination ending, and Harry Kane, the superstar of the FC Bayern. Mia San Mia. It's Eduardinho taking the lead. And impressive way to start the Brazilian. And yeah, it's calling the door to be at the grand final, but still early. But lovely to see this kind of combination, this kind of build-up play.
Yeah, take a look at this. The really fast build-up, 1-touch passing, the turn with Harry Kane. He's on his way and then is fed nicely for the finish. For the opening goal, Eduardinho, who of course bested Mestre, Alex, 3-2 in his first match.
That game has to be amazing. No, it's lovely to see this kind of combination, because from last update weeks ago, those passes, the power of the auto defense are way weaker than before, and that made possible those combinations that make that difference. And now it's the kickoff for Sleiman inside the box. Musiala leaving behind Davis, Joshua Kimmubee for Eduardinho, surviving. So as I was saying, that last update, it makes a great impact into the game, especially now. There's chance. Sleiman. Yes, he's in.
There it is.
Wonderful super cancel, avoiding that manual goalkeeper, approaching that rebound, Harry, because there was a rebound, cheeky rebound on his favor. Wonderful made. Great job. Equalizer for Argelia. 1-1. Great goal for Sleiman.
What a goal from Thomas Müller. That's, of course, second striker card is able to be put into positions where he can pull out this kind of finish. Really well played.
No, definitely. You need to approach the rebound. The chances that not the best clear from Ito. Was Harry Kane catching the ball with that extra pass to Thomas Müller. And then even the manual goalkeeper for Eduardinho wasn't enough to save him. Great goal, 1-1. And we start from scratch. Right after 15 minutes, interesting to see, interesting how strong has become FC Bayern, because as you remember, we are using the official managers, squads and tactics in games. So Vince and company is the best using long ball counter and possession. And long ball counter, which it was not the main game style before the update. Now it becomes better and better. And that's why FC Bayern, represent FC Bayern, the World Finals could be an extra hurry, an extra power to why not be fighting for the World Championship.
Well, this is really nice build-up from Sleiman. And not only would it be nice to represent Bayern München at the World Finals because of the tactics and the in-game items they have available to them. You have to think the route to the World Finals, I mean, that's slowly approaching. July is just around the corner.
Look at the shoulder charge.
You would not want to have to go through the Open Championship because there are some sharks waiting there. Here comes another attack by Sleiman. This time it is broken up.
And we'll see now if something changed in for score initiative. Seems Sleiman to be confident in his gameplay. He's putting some pressure on Eduardinho, which on the other hand, with those counters, he doesn't need that much, no, to create his chances.
So half an hour gone. 1-1 between the two men topping the table
charge
here in the console group.
It's been outstanding, Eduardinho, with that shoulder charge in the right moments to not to be awarded with a fault and regaining the ball.
Musiala dispossessed, and I have a question for you, Alex. If you're Mestre or Kimmubee, what's your ideal result here? Do you want a draw, or would you prefer one man to lose? I'll come back to you as Eduardinho now coming through with Elise!
Oh, great finishing.
Composed in front of goal. Eduardinho takes the lead. 10 minutes until half-time. 2-1.
And the feeling that every single time Eduardinho complete his combination is so difficult to stop it. Great job finding that run from Michel Olise with that easy finishing. No one from Sleiman were following that great run from behind. Great combination, dragging defenders. That was the problem, dragging Alphonso David out of position, letting that special run from Olise. Great finishing. Once again, the young Brazilian leading on this match 4.
That Olise goal makes it 2-1 to Eduardinho. Confirmation of your latest goal. The Brazilian fans around the world no doubt will be very happy about that. He said before the game, I will do my best to represent Brazil.
This guy have a lot of experience, even if he hasn't competed at the gold stage of eFootball Championship. He's a guy that has been playing competition worldwide since he was 15, 16. So he's still having a 4 or 5 years experience at the highest level. So that's why he has that confidence in front of the camera, as we saw in the video before the competition. But in front is Sleiman. This guy, I know, lately I was hearing a lot from him in the community tournaments. There is a guy from Algeria who plays really, really good. And no surprise, he's here. We'll see if he has what it takes to turn over the score. Get a point or 3 points here will be massive for him. But now, Eduardinho doing a great job, Harry.
No way through for him that time, though. And now, as half-time is on the horizon,
Olise defending.
Sleiman has a chance to find his equaliser, the young 19-year-old Algerian.
Probably one of the last ones still on possession, Eduardinho. But with these long balls, putting some difficulties over Sleiman. The double touch is not that good. The Davis could be the last one. He needs to be fast.
See if the referee is generous. And he's not. Half-time, 2-1 to Eduardinho. What a first half. 3 goals between the two of them. And we've seen some absolute bangers so far today. The Brazilian, though, in control for now. The 2022 Brazilian champion, of course. And we can see here the tactics that has kind of led us to this point, just briefly, as the players are quite eager to get back into the game. I want to revisit the question I was going to ask you before Eduardinho went into the lead with his second goal. Do you think if you're Mestre or Kimmubee, would you prefer one player to lose here? That's my question.
Yeah, I think if you're Mestre, you prefer Eduardinho to win because you have lost against Eduardinho. So if you prefer to Eduardinho to be top of the group instead of if you draw on points, you prefer to draw on points versus Sleiman, that will make Mestre go through than with Eduardinho. And if you are Kimmubee, you prefer the opposite. So we'll see. Still everything open in this match. Only one goal out for Eduardinho, and the feeling that Sleiman needs to connect that positioning of Harry Kane in the right-hand side of his offensive attack is really impressive. No? Normally we put Harry Kane in the center forward, in the center, but he preferred Müller, and he found it in a wonderful way to score his goal. We'll see. Maybe he wants to match up Kane with a different one than Kim Min-jae to win those header. Let's see. Nice tactic from Sleiman. But not enough so far for the moment. Now, look at that. Olise Kane, the extra pass, the extra pass!
Again, that is
Samba! Para Brasil! Eduardinho! That's the skill. That's the extra that we were asking for, Harry. That combination, the passive defense, no one in the second line putting some pressure to that combination, that super cancer, avoiding that matchup, and that last pass is like, Eduardinho, well done, mate, well done. Brazil.
Anytime Semra asks us, what are the different flavors we see from the different regions represented? Joga Benito, Samba, right there in front of our very eyes. That makes it 3-1.
You remember before, we were asking the same for Kimmubee. He was playing so good, but he was impatient. He wanted to show, he wanted to not to wait. That extra to maybe see your opponent, what he does, to use super cancel or to you do an extra pass. Wonderful done. Now we see some new formation for Eduardinho, adding another midfielder with that striker moving back as a winger. Try to move from 4-3-3 to 4-4-2, and that makes some easy option to build up his play with the left winger. And putting some difficulties to Sleiman, and now has to score 2 goals to at least scratch a point in this match 4. And seems to be a tough task for the man from Algeria.
Yeah, it seems like Kingsley Coman will be the man designated, at least at this point in time, on that left-hand side. In fact, for both men.
It seems like thinking what to do, because only one substitution you can until 5. I think he's still like in a shock after last goal. Like, 3-1. My formation, my tactics, my style is not working properly against Eduardinho, that each time is feeling better and better. We see that he's approaching so nicely the width of his team. With those long balls, he don't care to send long balls, win the header, make some difficulties to Sleiman. It's time to react, Sleiman. It's time to get closer, because a draw at this moment, he can make it enough to get through the finals.
Coming on to replace him is number 20.
Well, 10 minutes after resuming the second half. It is a goal.
Manuel,
Neuer is,
where are you going?
Not sure whether or not he wants to leave that one. It is Eduardinho scoring his 3rd goal, arguably the most impressive of the 3 so far, and he is just about 30 in-game minutes away from booking his place in the final later on.
And let's say is the one that we see him, he's feeling the gameplay in a smooth way, no? His passes, his combination, he's doing something that the rest doesn't seem to be that comfortable with.
That will need to change, of course, for Sleiman if he wants to try and upset the Brazilian party right now.
Neuer again, leaving his box. Oh,
dear.
The problem!
Oh, no,
it's
he's come a long
Kimmubee!
way.
It's in!
It is in!
Eduardinho with Kimmubee center forward, the special cut. Oh my goodness, we saw a goal for Kimmubee, not as a defender, yes, of a striker. He was forced in that situation. Like those long balls, he was aware that Neuer, with the offensive play style, leaves the box so easily. Obviously, understable, heavy control, and Eduardinho was there.
To get that on target from there.
The smartest guy of the class, Harry, 100%.
And this is the problem with Manuel Neuer, is because of that offensive goalkeeper trait, he will come and attack and be almost like a sweeper goalkeeper. If you can,
we avoided him
right.
back in the days in eFootball Pro. We were avoiding Neuer most of the times. We were conceding even more crazy goals than this one in the competition.
I remember 2 in one match.
Yeah, from AC O'Neill, from his pitch, it was unbelievable.
It's only from his own half. I mean, that was insane. And we're seeing it yet again, that Manuel Neuer will play like a crazy man.
Let me say, the eyes not on the mistake, the eyes on how Eduardinho was forcing that situation. Because he tried 2-3 times, he saw Neuer was controlling the ball outside the box, and that where the keeper has no strength to be one else. And great job. And now Sleiman trying to accumulate many more players to the attack. Olise finally, maybe quite late, the substitution. Kimmubee as well for him on the left-hand side of his strikers. Pretty interesting to see if we more these Kimmubee center forward cards, especially for those long balls. You win the header and then you start from there your build-up play. It's a safe way to play.
We've seen how physical he is at centre-back, so if you put him up top against a defence, I mean, it might be worth trying to fight fire with fire, because...
He's the bullet header of Bayern Munich.
Of course.
In this competition.
I tell you who will be smiling the most after that goal, outside of Eduardinho, of course, is Mestre. Having known firsthand how difficult it can be to keep Manuel Neuer on a short leash, he will now be thanking the Neuer mistake.
No, the good thing for Mestre and Kimmubee, that a potential victory in the last match will make them into the grand final. So,
absolutely.
Because with 4 points, everything seems to be favorable for them. And Sleiman, who needs to go for the last match with the chances for a draw or a victory, but still not over this time, this game 4. But it seems Eduardinho most likely to score more goals, Harry?
Really nice holding of the ball there by him. He's looked the more comfortable of the two. And for Sleiman, ever since scoring his goal, has had to do a lot of defending, and there's another example of things just not quite going his way, especially here in the second half. Headed up the pitch by Eduardinho. He wants to add to his goal tally, as Goretzka's giving chase. This one, though, too close to Manuel Neuer.
For the ones at home, I'm sure you have that card of Kimmubee. It's not that special, but it's special for the gameplay they want to play. Those long balls with that aerial superiority, that stats of heading, jump are unbelievable. He has no shooting, so somehow that goal from him from that distance is quite impressive. A great job. But he's playing more or less okay, especially when you're leading, having a secure pass to him to win the header and to scratch some extra minutes, Harry, which is not what you need when you're leading.
Chance here potentially for Sleiman, but we can start to kind of look ahead now, as it's almost guaranteed we'll see Eduardinho in our club event console final later on. Just looking at the players who have already qualified for the World Finals, it's surprising to see not a Brazilian in sight for console. As for now, Sleiman, the Algerian, is trying to find himself what would be likely a consolation.
Nice
this is really nice build-up play, trying to maybe oil up the gears before his final group match. But 2 Japanese and an Indonesian. It's been Asia so far. We could see the Americans join them.
Asian, which last year they were dominating console.
Yes.
And mobile is more likely dominated by Brazilians. But let's see, 2025 seems similar, different. Well, all will be decided the World Finals, but for the moment, as you mentioned, Asians and Brazilians still on top of the world eFootball.
90th minute now. This is a formality at this point. Of course, a special mention to Juninho, who won the FC Barcelona club event. The Brazilian will be featured in Tokyo in July.
Nice last chance with that double touch to open the angle for the shot of Kingsley Coman, deflected by Upamecano, and will be the last action of this game 4. A corner kick in favor of Sleiman that is trying to decorate a little bit the final score of this match. The rebound, Pavlovic, same for Eduardinho. 4-1, Harry. Good job, GG's. Great 3 points for Eduardinho.
GG's indeed. It will finish 4-1, the most lopsided scoreline we've seen so far. Well done to Eduardinho. 4 shots, 4 goals.
Crazy, accurate.
And he will punch his ticket to that console grand final later on, thanks to that result. The possession in the favour of the young Algerian Sleiman, but goals win games. 4 goals to 1, very impressive.
And we'll check it out, the replay of this match 4. We saw here a great combination by Eduardinho. Let me say, I love the last update because those passes now, Konami has implemented a way different passes, depend the stats of the player, which it gets more relevant. No? If your player has the high stats of about more than 90 point of pass, plus if they have the special skills, it gives you different angles that could surprise, make the difference in terms of speed, in terms of how accurate are they, and especially the most important is that we have less impact of the auto blocks, of the auto defense of the players, and that makes a wonderful game, no? Where the skill gap is bigger, and is where in esports what the players look for.
That goal from Sleiman was his pride and joy of the game, the second striker Thomas Muller tucking that one home. But you're right, I'd say the regions that maybe benefit the most from that updated passing that was announced, of course, a couple of weeks ago now on eFootball Connect was definitely Brazil, South America. Those Samba-style countries will see benefit arguably the most, and we saw it from almost every single one of Eduardinho's goals in this game. More quick passing here as Elise is able to tuck that one coolly into the corner. Of course, the caveat to that, Alex, is that Manuel Neuer needs to stay on his line if you want to try and make a clean sheet happen, because as we saw later on in the match, he was caught off his line well and truly in no man's land.
No, definitely. And you mentioned that at the end of the day, you need to be so complete as a player, working properly your tactics, put that extra in front of your opponent, and read the game so well. Eduardinho was clinical on how to play short when he needed and where to play with those long balls. Look at that extra pass, an extra fake shot with that super cancel, and that was probably one of the goals of the competition so far, and I see difficult to have a better goal during the competition today. But yeah, and at the end, from this moment, from that goal, Eduardinho said, all right, 2 goals up. Easy play, long balls, Kimmubee as a striker with that special car, and taking easy.
Well, we love goals like that. I think both of us had the same reaction when we saw the Samba style, but this was one that Manuel Neuer will just want to look away. Tough angle to try and get that one on target with the man who usually plies his trade at the back, but you can see there 89 rated centre forward Kim Min Jae able to get it onto the target, and yeah, there you go. I've seen that story before a couple of seasons back, and it's Manuel Neuer that just needs to protect the 2 sticks that he's paid to do. The final score 4-1, and all to play for everyone in the group outside of Eduardinho. 6 points at the top, and he will qualify for the final later on.
So he joins Chonkata in that same category then, and I tell you what is really tasty, just taking a look at this group stage table at the moment. Chonkata's going to be taking on Mendonça. He obviously has a brilliant opportunity to seal the deal, to make sure that he joins the Indonesia in the final and make it a rematch, of course, to see who's going to take away the ultimate prize. But if, in fact, Mendonça loses this game, then Maverick is still in with a chance. So it's kind of do or die for him.
He is indeed, and I'll tell you why. It's because in match 2 they played out a 1-1 draw. So I don't know head-to-head wise. We're sort of looking towards goal difference, that kind of thing. Obviously, we have the admins, the referees here that make sure that all the rules are being followed. I'll admit it, I'm not good at that kind of thing. So I'm grateful that we've got our admin team at the back making sure everything is playing out as it should. But theoretically, there's still a chance for Maverick to feature.
We're still waiting a great victory by Chonkata with a solid score, winning by maybe 2 or 3 goals will open the chances for Maverick definitely in the last match.
Wonderful. All right, well, let's get to it then, because we are definitely getting into the business end of the group stage now, and it is that moment where we are going to see who will be the grand finalists for today. It is an exciting one indeed, as Chonkata is going to be taking on Mendonça. Okay, not just yet. Hold that thought. Just making sure you're all paying attention, by the way. You're getting in the zone. It was like, all right, switch a gear and let's move on to the next one. Why don't we analyze this one a little bit then? Because as it stands, Chonkata obviously is flying high. He's in the hot seat. He's got 6 points from 6 thus far, and actually smashing his way into that final round there with 5 goals already, although he has conceded a fair amount as well too. The same with Mendonça. He is scoring a fair amount, but he is also conceding. So you can see a little bit of obviously where the strengths lie, in that they go forwards, they take risks, they're able to convert, but at the same time they seem to be leaving themselves a bit exposed at the back end.
Look at that. I think at this point, if I see a clearly favorite at this competition between among console and mobile, I think it's Chonkata, because I think in terms of tactics, in terms of gameplay, he has shown up way more consistency in how to play with which tactic, and I haven't seen somehow a player that can face that kind of superiority he's making with that 5 center-back formation, unless someone has a plan B that can stop this formation for Chonkata. On mobile, we saw a great identified by Eduardinho, but potentially a final between Mestre and Eduardinho. I think Eduardinho will not love to see him in the final, and why not? I see Eduardinho preferring Kimmubee, or why not Sleiman again in the final. So it's true, these two are qualified, Harry, Semra, but now into the last match, their result will decide as well who will jump into the final against them. So somehow they are the decisors in terms of who's gonna want to face in the potential final.
All right, well, let's get to it then. We are now ready to go. So let's go ahead and give it up for Chonkata and Mendonça.
Match 5 awaits us, and it is Chonkata, or JXMKT if you will, against Mendonça, the Thai representative. Our Eastern Asia winner is already in the grand final. And there's one player I would not like to be in the position of, and it's Mendonça. And that's absolutely no disrespect, but when you're going up against Chonkata, who is very, very strong, knowing that you need to avoid defeat, it's very, very difficult to approach that kind of match, because if you play in a somewhat negative style,
for sure,
it can open you up to those big defeats, and then you're chasing a game, and then all of a sudden you're thinking, oh no, what's happening in the other game? Your mind is elsewhere.
Now you need to focus on your own.
And you need to focus on your own game. So Mendonça has a very big mental challenge here. Not only is he going up against a strong opponent, but also he needs to mind his P's and Q's, because he's not mathematically qualified yet.
No, it's not. Let's be clear, all the competitors were watching the rest of the games of the group, and if you have to pick someone to play in the last round before the final, you won't be picking Chonkata, especially because that superiority he has approached for the fullbacks, for the center midfielder and the AMF join attack so easily, and as well because he's the only one experiencing this kind of competition, and he's solid, he's confident. I want to mention those funny topics off topic, let's say. It's like, I love the way they say vamos Cub, which is like vamos bro, let's go hermano, and in Brazil those two vamos irmão, those differences that we all use the same words to motivate yourself during the competition. It's like we saw in previous competition, previous close finals, that we are hearing vamos, that is my thing, and then it's lovely to see those topics when we are about to start this match 5 Chonkata as well with the center forward player of the week, Jamal Musiala, the MVP on mobile that we haven't seen, for example, in console, and obviously Harry Kane there as well. So Harry, the differences between mobile, console, the meta is slightly different. So those cards could be switch a little bit between platforms. So here we go.
It's fascinating, really is fascinating to see exactly which way the cards kind of complement each platform's play style. It's why we love the eFootball Championship 2025. We're here at the FC Bayern München club event. We're about to see more mobile action. It is Chonkata of Thailand against Mendonça of Brazil. What a game we have ahead of us here in match number 5. And it's Mendonça with the red cursor on the ball right now in that changed Bayern strip, defending the goal that is under siege at this moment in time as Harry Kane tries to turn for Chonkata in the home strip. All red for him. Kingsley Coman here, near side for the Brazilian. Of course, 34 years old, well known in the Brazilian sea. Had a world champion.
Look at that run.
La Casa and Lamti and Rentao in his region to get to this stage.
We are proud to say hello to all those big names in the eFootball mobile scene. And surely they are watching today us at the FC Bayern finals.
We always love at our live events to talk to our friends from South America and all over the world.
Oh,
and Harry Kane scores for Brazil. It is Mendonça who scores first. And what a way to open up this match. A game where you simply need to avoid defeat. You storm into a lead against the current group leader.
Chonkata called then block and fix that space left for Harry Kane, and Mendonça, the first one into the net. Perfect for him chances, because it's what he really needs to be into the grand final. Great job, the Brazilian leading after that great through ball from Kingsley Coman. Chonkata wasn't able to switch cursor and predict and clear that ball.
That first time strike again, Alex, isn't it? So vital.
If you let him shot, you know there's no chances, especially on mobile. Musiala. Now the response for Chonkata. Look at that, finesse dribbling, lovely. We haven't seen already today on mobile, either on console, and I consider it's a really, really smart resource tool on eFootball, actually.
So Chonkata, the favourite entering today, already booking his place in the grand final. So far, trails to his
is out of position.
Nearest opponent. Mendonça, what a result for him. We thought maybe he would have eyes looking behind him, over his shoulder in this group, but so far, he's been well and truly focused on the task, exactly what we were asking of him. Now Chonkata, again with that finesse, dribbling. Kimmich far side. Here is Musiala with that purple power bar queued up. He's on the ball here again, double touch inside! And that's lovely!
This is Chonkata Hall of Fame, and especially with Jamal Musiala. He's controlling inside the box, he just needs to be calm. Double touch, finesse, and the rest is a story. 1-1, Chonkata, great reaction, back on track.
That's a complete goal, because even 10 seconds before this, we had Musiala kind of finesse dribbling about 40 yards from goal, just waiting for the space, found Kimmich far side, and then was able to rejoin the attack, play that not quite 1-2, but received the pass back from Kane.
Yeah.
And the rest is finished,
1-1. It's so difficult to defend from that position when Chonkata controlled the ball inside the box. But well, 1-1 still not that bad from Mendonça. That's to remind that this score at the moment is still positive for him. But we'll see, still a lot of time to be playing into this match.
10 minutes until half-time. And there's, of course, the subplot as well, that these two could well end up facing each other in the final again later on. So you almost want to deal a mental blow to the opposition, maybe gain that mental advantage before anything has even happened in that grand final. Elise was the intended target there. Kim stepping up. He's come a long way from his own defensive ranks. He's done well though.
Kim Min-jae with a stunning long ball, connecting quickly with Musiala. Great situation. It will be 1v1. Harry Kane is Manuel Neuer. That was critical moment for Chonkata, either Mendonça, and this time Neuer on the right position, Harry, not as we saw on console.
No, that's the benefit of having an offensive goalkeeper. He can make important tackles like that. But you're right, there is the halftime whistle. It's 1-1.
Leroy Sané now in for Mendonça as a second striker. No subs from Chonkata. Just a reminder, the people that are not that are new, let's say, on mobile games, the games are shorter from 10 minutes on console to 6 on mobile, and that means that maybe the halftime is a right timing to make some substitution, especially unless to do 2-3 substitutions, leaving the last one for around the 60-70 minutes when it's normally happening those ones. Let's see, it's time to react on those two, because I'm seeing Chonkata with the aim to win this last match, even if he's qualified.
I think so. If we know Chonkata as we do, he would love to go undefeated at this club event finals. A feat, of course, that at the top of the show we were discussing, has it been done so far this season?
Chonkata, that during this season has been that close to qualify to club events before, losing semi-finals, even finals. But at the end of the day, we say many times, if you qualify through America, so Asia, doesn't mind if mobile and console, that's say a lot from you. No, the level is really high. It's so intense, the qualifying system, that we say thank you to everyone involved in those qualifications to make the best experience for the players and to make possible this competition, which is what we love the most. And with that memorable moment that will be at the end of the year, the World Finals, we want to have the best from the best and enjoying the football at his maximum, Harry.
Could not agree more. I can't wait for those World Finals. It will be a real cooking pot, if you will, of just all the different styles, the best players from around the world. Speaking of some of the best players, Chonkata comes from that region. Just looking at the players in his regional round 4, there have been some beasts in there. The likes of Goo Games, who of course won our Manchester United club event at Old Trafford. Some big names, Onik Dennis, of course, DK from Korea, P14, Soshun, so many strong players emerging from that region. And now, here comes Mendonça.
Mendonça having a really passive way of defend. He don't want to run out of position with any of his players, and that's making a tough time for Chonkata to go through. When it's not Mendonça having a spot to maybe shot from Kane, another mistake from Chonkata. 1-1, time is running, and probably we're seeing the worst part of the game so far between these two, with no control, no action so far.
It's a little bit scrappy for now. 15 minutes until the 90th. And Goretzka's looking for that run towards Elise, and Harry Kane is wide.
Yeah, this action reminds me one from Mestre. At first time shot, a guy as Harry Kane big time shot who'd score it. And once again, quite far from the net. That first time shot. Kane, Mendonça having a great one. Substitution time, maybe the last ones, maybe 1-2 extra substitution on either of the sides. We see now Mendonça with the almost empty stamina for Rafael Guerreiro. Now Alphonso Davies from the back. That's a winger for Chonkata. Similar action. The 4-4-2 on either of the sides. It's great to have that plan B for Chonkata. Maybe want to try in case a similar situation for the final, in case you want to hide something, no? Because at this level, potentially you're facing an opponent that you will have maybe to face in the final. So why to keep playing with 5 center back, making him used to your formation instead of make something else to maybe confuse him a little bit. We will see, at the finals which formation he finally picks to play with. This mindset I always lovely to analyze, Harry, because we are sometimes start to be so passionate to paranoid in terms to confuse your opponent, but it's a key at this level of competition for sure.
It's very key. And interestingly enough, we saw 3 substitutes all coming down the left side. I believe it was from Mendonça.
Oh.
So no doubt we'll be looking to that side. 10 minutes to go. And Mendonça, this result would be good enough to see him rematch against Chonkata in the mobile final later on.
Chonkata maybe overthinking a little bit more. And yeah, Mendonça going high with the counter, connecting with Harry Kane this time. Chonkata fast enough with the cursor, catching the ball with Upamecano and quickly going forward, approaching a guy as Alphonso Davies.
Oh, sends his man the wrong way as well. Still has 2 for company here near side.
Chonkata with Davies.
Draining the clock down, waiting for that last chance of the match. I think the referee will have seen enough here. If Harry Kane gets his boot on the ball, well, we might see one last attack here. Serge Gnabry inside here for Mendonça. And there is no time for any more action. The match will end 1 goal apiece, and Chonkata and Mendonça have done enough to rematch in our final later on. Here are your stats, Alex. It was a very close game, and the final later on will be even closer, I assume.
Yeah, I feel like second half wasn't that real in terms of intensity. Wasn't like both sides were happy with the result enough. And we were saying, Harry, once and again, no one reached 9 points, 3-on-3 victories in these club events. And Chonkata was close to, but after that great start from Mendonça, here we see the replay of that great goal with the left foot of Harry Kane, first time shot. And later on, response from Chonkata, and then nothing else more.
Through to the final before he even goes into this match. Do you think that on some level there was a little bit of relaxation, complacency, I don't know if that's the right word, but maybe taking his foot off the gas a little bit so that he can kind of, in one sense, keep one eye on what's to come later on in the final?
You almost want to.
I only ask considering it was a bit of a grunge match for most of it.
You almost want to pull your punches a little bit, I think. Maybe don't show your entire hand, don't show your entire tactics, if you will, knowing you're going to have to play an entire final against this player later on if things stay the way they are. You don't want to show every single backup plan and plan B, C, all the way through Z. So I think there is an element of that, definitely, but I'm just looking forward to our final later on.
It sounds more like strategy, though, is what you're saying. It sounds more like he was just trying to keep his cards close to his chest more than anything else.
I felt like Chonkata is comfortable with his 5 center back in front of Mendonça, and somehow he saw the things coming and said, all right, maybe it's time to hide my cards, as Harry said. And but well, we'll see. At the end of the day, it's a final, best of 1. Everything could be possible. Maybe not push enough and take the win, force Mendonça to be out of the competition. Let's see if later on that decision maybe wasn't the best one. I don't know.
Well, nonetheless, there can't be a draw, obviously, in the final, so one of those two do have to walk away with that trophy underneath their arm here, and obviously that ticket booked to Japan. But whenever it comes to the other group, why don't we take a quick look and see how that actually finished up, because in the end that was, no, my apologies, we have one more match to go, of course. I'm already losing track. We still have one more left to sink our teeth into, and it is a very big one because it's Sleiman against Mestre. And Mestre, obviously, as we said, has had a very disappointing day in the office. Sleiman actually has been a little bit more of a pleasant surprise, I suppose you could say. So how do you see that one playing out, Harry?
It's a real difficult one, because I believe if the tables are how I remember them from memory, Mestre is in a win and in type situation. If he beats his adversary here, he is into the final, and then he can forget about everything that's happened previously, and as you gesture to the
just going to say, just a caveat here, only mobile is updated.
Okay.
Just so you know, so the group stage for console still needs to be updated.
Sure.
So I just wanted to mention that.
Potentially, well, a victory of Kimmubee against Eduardinho and Mestre versus Sleiman could make a tie on 4, and we'll see if the goal difference, because they tie between them, will make the difference between goals and or not. But the reality is that Sleiman has the advantage in this last match. With a draw, could be above Mestre in the competition, which is the important thing. And then we'll see what happens in Kimmubee, Eduardinho. But the reality, the focus are into the last match. Sleiman, that maybe I will define as a more roller coaster, and Mestre that's still not feeling well, but it's just a victory ahead to get through the final. And Mestre in the final will be more dangerous than before, for sure. So we'll see.
Almost seems like, Semra, we haven't seen Mestre get out of second gear so far. We're looking for him to move up through those gears to see if he can make it to that final. But I'm glad I'm not an admin, because that console group looks to be very crazy. I wouldn't want to be
potentially
but I would love to see the updated, because at the end of the day, we don't really have a fair assessment of what it is that we're looking at going into this final match. Because
I think they both played the heat at the same time.
Did they?
Most likely.
We will see once we resume the next, or start the next match, we will then have the other match playing concurrently at the same time. So we won't really know until full time the complete lay of the land. But I think for Mestre, the focus is clear.
Win.
And for Sleiman as well, it's
and if he can win 2-3-0, it's better, no? Because Eduardinho is already qualified. Maybe he can be over-relaxed for the last match, and that could be a room for Kimmubee to find a wins. And will everything potentially be decided by goals? And that's a pity, but it's competition, so.
It is competition indeed. We're not ready just yet for the final match of the group stage, or apparently we are, never mind. So let's go ahead and get stuck into this next one then. It's Sleiman against Mestre.
So then, Mestre versus Sleiman. This is a big game. One spot is already secured in the console grand final. That is guaranteed to go to Eduardinho. Now, we have seen both of these men fall to Eduardinho so far. There is a chance Kimmubee, who has yet to kick off against Eduardinho, could also sneak in. We'll keep you updated, but for now, the situation to see Miguel Mestre, former FC Bayern München pro player himself, make that grand final, he has to beat Sleiman ahead of him now. We are underway. It is Sleiman versus Mestre, and it is Mestre in that all-black strip attacking the left-hand goal.
And we'll see if which of these two players start to get some control of the match, initiative, and some accurate action that we were missing from previous matches. Sleiman, that after a tough battle versus Eduardinho, needs to, regroup a little bit his tactics, his play style, and face in front a strong Mestre that I'm sure he's still alive, no? And when he's alive is when he's more dangerous. Look at that! The air one right just up. Control, yes, to boost your finishing. For that, Jamal Musiala, player of the week, that as a center forward, why not?
We've
Can't
seen
work
him.
for Mestre the same as working on mobile.
Exactly, you took the words out of my mouth there, Alex. We've seen on mobile that be the player item of choice.
All right.
Here we go, resulting elsewhere. We do have a result.
Look at that.
Eduardinho
Massive score
against Kimmubee. So I don't know if Mestre is watching or has the stream on in the background. If he wins this game, theoretically, mathematically, he will feature in that final.
And the random Musiala,
going for the
1v1,
jugular here.
Upamecano with the shoulder shirt. And last moment for Sleiman. Sleiman that actually virtually with this draw is on into the grand final, but in front, Mestre, Miguel Mestre is going with everything he has to make it possible and find that victory. It's good to have that score before that victory of Eduardinho. Obviously, 9 on 9 points, the first one ever in this year to accomplish 9 on 9 at the club events. And Mestre will now have finally and Sleiman nothing to look at, just focus on this game. It's a final, it's not, it's like a semi-final, obviously, for a spot into the grand final. When we check the formation, the tactics, this is Sleiman with Hurricane in the right-hand side, there's Müller in the center, and Mestre with the winger Sané and Olise as AMF, no? With those two DMF trying to be more safe, I will say, in the build-up play. And the new version for Mestre, slightly more secure than before. And we'll see. Still really open, and I love to see at this part of the competition such an important game between two great competitors.
Absolutely, with what is at stake, it just adds to the drama of the occasion. Avoid defeat, and we will see the young Algerian Sleiman feature in the console final.
Nice ball.
In about an hour's time. He's on the ball here as well.
But the speed of Kane is not that high. The stunning shot, great block by Kimmubee for Mestre. It's a great decision, because each time was getting closer, Kimmubee. If you make possible that finishing, maybe you force a rebound, you force a corner kick. In this time, corner kick in favor for the man from Algeria. And then we see yellow card awarded to Leroy Sané.
They're brought back for that prior infringement. Opening 20 minutes between Sleiman and Mestre. Both men want to go for the win here. As Kimmich is just dancing his way around, finds Thomas Müller.
To the post! No way. He confused two of the players from Mestre plus the goalkeeper.
Wow.
Great move by Sleiman, but unlucky at the end with a post. The Mestre survives. The Spaniard now with the ball. What a chance by Sleiman. Wow.
Just a little reminder there to Mestre that Sleiman deserves to be in the position he finds himself in the group table. Miguel Mestre now in that all-change strip. Goretzka
nice
tries
ball.
to find Harry Kane, and it's
at the last moment
cleared away. But we've seen how good Mestre can be with these long throw-ins into the box. Harry Kane will be the target again here, no doubt.
Another long throw for Mestre, looking for Harry Kane. The pass back, Jamal Musiala, the finishing! Master club of Mestre, once and again. Mestre with a long throw, and Jamal Musiala to put their quality ball into the net. Oh, once and again, Harry, same strategy, working for Mestre.
It's almost like muscle memory for him. Long throw, saw exactly what he wanted, headed down. And the finish, in the end, was easy. Had no men around him.
Yeah, it was really smart facing Harry Kane with Alphonso Davies to 100% winning that header, and great finishing. It almost feels like a penalty for Mestre, that long throw. Once again, finally Mestre leading the game. And oh my, he did. In fact, he did in the previous game, but now with more time to control and to get closer and look for the victory. Now the response has to come from Sleiman, that virtually now is out of the grand final.
As things stand, he would indeed fall out of that top two. Has so much time and space.
Great super cancel.
Pushed around out for a corner.
This time the Jamal Musiala is not the same one, and it seems not to be as powerful as the center forward Jamal Musiala. Anyway, good details of quality from Sleiman.
So Harry Kane for Sleiman trying to make the corner routine work. Thomas Müller. Oh, that's really nice passing, actually. Tries to queue up one of those finesse finishes.
He was looking to the no-con with Harry Kane, but wasn't enough room for that. Sané, Müller, the super cancel. Müller, what a save manually with Mestre at the last moment. It looks like it could be a goal. He's feeling so comfortable at this zone. Sleiman is trying. The Mestre surviving. Great hand. Wow.
Really great hand, and he is feeling comfortable at that kind of range. He seems to know exactly that he is going to catch Mestre on the wrong foot. Harry Kane again the target, a bit far from goal this time around. little while ago, that latest goal came in from the Spaniard. Mestre headed down to Sane though here for Sleiman. This has been a really good period following that goal he conceded for Sleiman.
Having a hard time, Mestre, to block and defend those action from those combination passes from Sleiman that somehow easily is connecting in really difficult passes.
5 minutes until half time here.
Oh,
that
yes,
could be
Neuer. Our vision seems to be the ball for the striker, but no. Manuel Neuer say, chill guys, he's on my control.
Almost like he comes out of frame from nowhere. Again, we've seen the good and the bad and the ugly from Manuel Neuer so far here at the club event finals.
It will look like maybe for the triangle or maybe for the long ball to Harry Kane. Short pass for Davies.
As you called it.
Oh, nice one.
Towards Leroy Sané.
Oh, the double touch.
Lovely skill move there. Goretzka will keep this one alive. Back to him now. Davies with
misclick a little bit.
The cross. I think you're right about that, Alex. Seemed like a missed input there. Now, where are the red shirts here for Sleiman?
It's the momentum of Mestre to score the second one. I feel it. It's his moment.
Just before half-time.
It's his moment.
It's a hurricane!
It is. Miguel Mestre, 2 goals up, approaching the momentum right before the halftime, putting some extra pressure on the man from Algeria, connecting that pass back, and that long through ball was clinical, perfect to the foot of Harry Kane. Look at that, perfect timing, great ball, great finishing.
You can tell that was the exact passage of play he's been looking for all day long. When we saw him earlier against Kimmubee, that long ball towards Kane, that 1-2 over the top where Kane just loses the track of the defender. He was looking for that, it wasn't working for him. It's now paid dividends. He's stuck to his game plan and as a result goes into the half 2-0 up. And a reminder, this scoreline is good enough to see Mestre feature into the console final.
And this level is more close to the actual level of Mestre, no? Definitely, no? We've seen that he's not that dominant, but he's clinical. He's approaching the momentum of that long throw, and then the last chance before the halftime, 2 goals up, and now control the match. And Sleiman needs to risk, needs to go for it, because it's just not just one, he needs 2 goals to be into the grand final.
Well, Mestre now attacking the right-hand goal, leading 2-0 against the young Algerian, 19 years old, just needs to avoid defeat in this match number 6. And he would steal all the plaudits from us here. Harry Kane in the box for him now, back out to
nice ball.
Musiala. That's defended really well.
Sometimes like you think on a nice ball, but you haven't think on the next pass. So you need to think 2-3 times ahead. Another rebound. Neuer. Manuel Neuer. Sleiman keeps trying, but need to find something else because it's a tough task, really tough one in front of him. Scored 2 goals in front of Mestre, which is on his peak in this competition. But now trying with Musiala, but seeing how badly Mestre went through the competition, losing against Eduardinho, with that dramatic end against Kimmubee, losing the victory in the last second. He's again in the same position than in the round 4 qualifiers of Europe. He needed to win the last match to get through the next round. He made it. He go through quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals. And that's why here, and probably with the same strategy. We'll see. Still time to play. Mestre with the pressure. Harry Kane!
Oh, it's wide.
Almost
on target that time around. But he's no stranger to close games, Mestre. Just looking at his route throughout that round 4 that you alluded to, was 1 game away from not making it to the knockout stages, just being eliminated in the groups, was able to secure a result there. Had to play Cams in the quarterfinal, 1-4-2.
Oh, Mestre, Harry Kane, Mestre, one-on-one, Harry Kane!
Oh, it's 3! 2 pass for Harry Kane makes it 3 for Mestre.
Is Sleiman completely out of mind, a strategy, gameplay, since he conceded the second goal is not the same one. Mestre forcing the mistake with that strong pass, is Musiala catching the rebound, the defenders Ito running out of position, leading that space, easy through ball, and great smart decision. When everything looks like a stunning, it was a finesse with the outside curler of Harry Kane. 3-0, and it's the Spaniard closer than ever before to be at the grand final.
Closer than ever. Half an hour to score 3 goals against Mestre. It's very, very difficult to do. The only man so far this club event that has done that was Eduardinho, beating Mestre 3 goals to 2 earlier on in their first round of matches. They will likely, unless things change here, face off again in the console grand final. Here are the gears. We were expecting Mestre to move up. He looks way more comfortable now.
And it's not over for the Sleiman, but needs to somehow create something else. And let's score a goal, put some extra pressure on Mestre, and that we saw had a hard time controlling the score in the second game. But the reality is that this Mestre is completely different than in the previous ones, more solid. Yeah, comfortable in terms of at least more accurate. He's able to force the mistake as he usually does. No, he's not a player to play 100% clean on his passes. He forces a lot the mistake from your opponent. And sometimes at this level is the most important thing, no? Because to play perfect, to combine perfect every single pass is not necessary and possible as well in most of the time. So that's why Mestre is the best one. We see the similar formation for Mestre, 4-4-2, that's working properly in this match. Yes, natural substitution. Kingsley Coman, we see Serge Gnabry center forward, keeping Harry Kane on top, and left the time keep running. No, I don't want to play anymore. It's your time, Sleiman. Now you have to play. No, it's more or less mentally the situation.
That's exactly what Mestre wants to do. Try and keep that ball in play, try and tick down that clock and just secure his place in the console grand final, make it official. But this is, on the other side, an important crossroads for Sleiman. He knows he is still in contention. If he can get things going quickly, he still has 30 minutes left on the clock, there or thereabouts. It's difficult, but it's not impossible.
Yeah, exactly.
Just needs a draw.
And I'll keep with the safe formation. Could work, but he drastically needs something else. And I don't know how much he has practiced the 3 center-back formation, but somehow he needs to risk his lines a little bit in favor of have more strong in attack. And well, we'll see. Only the next minutes will say what's really working on from him. Yeah, seems same 4-3-3 for Sleiman. It's time to go. 25 minutes left. Spanish, Miguel Mestre leading 3 goals up, and really, really close to face Eduardinho at the grand final.
What a game that could be.
Yeah, we missed that game, so that's why maybe the karma said, no, we have to watch that game. But it's not over, it's not decided. Still on this last match of the group stage on console platform.
Thomas Müller here for Mestre. Just trying to hold on to the ball as long as he can, as time is ticking down for Sleiman of Algeria to try and claw his way back in. A draw would be good enough to see Sleiman into the console
first
grand
time that
final.
Sleiman joins attack, but Mestre was expecting that, the super cancel. And it is true that Sleiman is repeating so long during the whole match. Every single time he have a position to shoot, super cancel, open the side, and then shoot. And this time Mestre was aware.
Ooh, bit of a misplaced pass though.
Great free kick.
That is a professional foul, as you said.
Exactly.
A great free kick to concede. You don't want to give away
You lost
any
the position,
chances.
you force a yellow card. That at this point, Harry, is good enough.
But a free kick in towards the box. but it is again defended well enough by Miguel Mestre. The man who spent 4 seasons playing his trade at Bayern München.
Having extra job at this part of the game is Manuel Neuer, no? Controlling those balls. I mean, this is the different Mestre, no? Those control, those accurate passes, even his clears have more sense than what we saw before against Kimmubee, for example. Oh, nice move, Kingsley Coman.
Very nice indeed.
1-2 was okay, but then the third one, not enough. 10 minutes left, Harry, and the feeling that Sleiman has no plan B for this situation.
Sadly, this may need to just be a learning curve, a learning experience for Sleiman. 10 minutes to go, is 3 goals down, and is against one of the best players in the world, who is just putting on a show for us here with this one-touch passing. And we'll let that one run for a long throw.
Another one, Mestre, another long throw.
Wonder if the angle here might not be advantageous for him. Yeah, Neuer's able to come and punch. 5 minutes to go, lovely double touch, but tackled well by Sleiman. Just needs more experience, and it's so difficult to hear that as a 19-year-old, but experience really is the difference in these types of matches. As for Mestre, he's had a long career already, 26 years old, but he's been competing for long spells of his life.
Oh, the chance for Sleiman has arrived. Harry Kane inside the box. The cross, the pass, the shot! Oh, that cross to Kingsley Coman, wasn't enough accurate, perfect to get a finish. Still a corner kick. Goretzka. Kimmubee finally clearing the ball for Mestre. Let's see how many minutes added on by the referee, Harry.
It's likely not going to be enough, but either way, a consolation would do wonders for the confidence of Sleiman, who has put on a show for us here at the Bayern Club event finals. A strong competitor, no doubt we'll see him for years to come, putting Algeria, I don't want to say on the map, because of course there's a young man by the name of Ousmane you might have heard of from that region, but it does not matter. Mestre has done enough, and he will feature in the Console Grand Final. Commiserations to Sleiman, but Mestre was the man of the moment here. 3-0 the victory. You can see the statistics all in his favour. And congratulations to him. Our Europe and Africa regional winner will have 1 game standing between him and the World Finals.
Really solid performance from Mestre. Really happy for him. I mean, it is show what it's not done until it's done. No, at the end, having a really bad day until now in that first game, second one, finally putting those pieces of the puzzle at the right time, making now a wonderful match, beating. I will not say easy, but I wanna emphasize how important is mentally to be ready for these kind of games. Mestre read the game so well. After that leading, that post from Sleiman was massive. And then the long throw, Mestre winning the header with a Harry Kane, Musiala, boom, into the net. Crucial, because until then, Mestre wasn't proving that much. From that moment, Sleiman started to be a bit more rushing, a little bit in defense, not that patient at the attack. And Mestre found the momentum right before the halftime to score the second one, and then we haven't seen any more Sleiman, Harry.
It's just, it's textbook Mestre, and that's why I love the ecosystem throughout Konami's club events, because players do tend to lend themselves, as this was the first of many saves for Mestre's Manuel Neuer, to each club's individual play style. We're talking about Mestre, who's played for many years under the banner of Bayern München, knows the club inside and out, knows how they like to play and what they can do with long throws, and whether it's Lewandowski or Harry Kane, they've got a man up there who can win a header and just play to the DNA of the club. That was for his opener. This was to double his lead at the end of the first half.
Perfect execution. I just mentioned it. I think I was to see that coming. I was like, Mestre now having his time, and Mestre with 2 goals up is like impossible to turn up the score. and wonderful mate. No, Sleiman maybe wasn't that aware of how critical was that momentum, not being that secure in that he built that play, and letting all the way to Mestre, scoring twice. And yeah, from them, yeah, Sleiman was out mentally, to how to approach the second part of the game for sure.
We saw more chances. That second goal, by the way, from Harry Kane. Didn't realise it was a volley on his left foot. That just goes to show how nice the pass was. And yeah, there was the finesse outside of the right boot of Harry Kane.
That is a mistake forced by the pressure of Mestre. No? At the end in football, mistake comes by the pressure, by the action of the opponent, and that way Mestre, especially when he's leading, he is so good to put an extra intensity that sometimes is not possible to handle it, by the players overall.
It was a very nice finish indeed. Harry Kane really coming up trumps for this Spaniard.
Especially this card, let me jump in, Harry. If you're running straight ahead to the goalie, you have the outside curler, you have the finesse, you have the standing. They are that complete card that for the manual goalkeeper is so difficult to predict the direction and what he's going to use.
Well, you could not have written it any other way, Semra. 9 points from 9 for Eduardinho. We were asking for it at the start of the day, but Mestre, the former Bayern München pro player, will go off against him in that console grand final. He's done enough.
He has done enough, and he certainly has managed to go from strength to strength. He started the day at the bottom of the group with 0 points on the board, then he managed to snap up a point, and now 3 goals as well. He's gone from no goals to 1 goal to 3 goals, so it's actually kind of matched the points that he's been able to put on the board as well. So he does finally sneak his way into that grand final. He's going to have some stiff competition, though. Look at Eduardinho's stats. 3 wins from 3, as we said, but 12 goals. He's scored double the amount of Mestre, but he has also conceded a fair amount as well. Nonetheless, he obviously is very firmly in the hot seat in terms of being perhaps a favourite at this point in time. Well, obviously, we'll come to mobile as well because it's going to be Chonkata, Mendonça. We already talked about those two. They featured very recently in match 5 against one another. It was a 1-1 draw. So we can talk about that one in just a moment because it is going to be the first of the grand finals, actually. So why don't we start there? Yes, Harry's already rubbing his hands together.
I can't wait.
Yeah, why is that?
Oh, it's just every time it gets to a grand final of a club event, it doesn't matter the players, if it's one-sided, there's always that bit of knockout football magic that you don't get throughout round 1 through 4, throughout the group stages. Yeah, the games are great, but when it comes to extra time, penalties on the line,
it's a different story.
And you're 90 minutes, maybe 120 minutes, maybe a penalty shootout away from featuring at a world finals, even the best players in the world can falter. So I'm really looking forward to both of these. It doesn't matter who's featuring in them. The 4 we have are some of the very best pedigree players, but it's all about who can lock in and get it done.
And I tell you what, just kind of looking at the spread of nationalities as well, we've got 2 Brazilians, as you might expect, a Spaniard as well as a man from Thailand too. So I mean, it is really solid representation of very strong nations.
Yeah, definitely. No, in terms of doesn't mind mobile console. Yeah, having these countries are amazing. Especially happy to see Spain fighting for a spot at the World Finals. I think
he's the first one, isn't he? Right?
Yeah, exactly. The first one of the season. Having just 1 game ahead to have Spain at the World Final, it feels proud to me. But you know, you need to make it. I think most of the time we have seen at this stage of the competition, what it happens on the regular league, on the group stage, is something, and then it could be a different story at the grand final. We'll see if that is approached by Mestre, that in front will have an amazing version of Eduardinho that seems unstoppable so far for the moment. But if we replay a little bit of what happened of Mestre Eduardinho, was just 3-2 but for Eduardinho. Wasn't that distance maybe between these two, and especially for Mestre that wasn't feeling that good at the start of the competition. So probably that new version of Mestre will make an impact in the chances into the grand final. In the other hand, Chonkata, no surprises. The guy has been so solid, but we haven't seen that much as we really wanted to see. You know, that, I mean, Mendonça,
do you think he was holding back perhaps because he's really ready to unleash now in the final?
Yeah, could be. So probably we will see the reality between these two. Who will be the best one will be decided on mobile. The good thing, fans at home, we will enjoy these matches a lot. 1 game ahead, 15 minutes to be at the World Finals with a ticket in Japan in July. You know, being in your dream position, which is in this eFootball 2025, be one of the 16 selected players at the World Finals. It's huge. It's huge. It's not easy. I mean, the job, the hours spent to be at this level at this time, you can't imagine at home the sacrifice. Some others are studying, working at the same time they are competing. Some others have contracts. They are professional living by this, by eFootball. So being there, it's not that easy.
Which way is the scale going to be tipped, Harry?
Oh, you can't ask me that, Semra. Come on.
Oh, come on. Yes, I can. And you know that I love to, because I just love to put all of your wisdom on the line. Because actually, I tell you what, you do tend to be right very often. More often than not.
It's because I try and sit on the fence. It's all an illusion.
I never let you sit on the fence, so that's the thing.
Are you asking me console or mobile grand final?
I'll
only do one.
Well, no, we're going to do
Which means
mobile,
Alex has to do console. That's
you do console because you know my answer. So I would do mobile.
Console is going to say Mestre, obviously. He's got the Spanish pride that he's got to support there. But
I will do mobile because I want to see you argue against your bias, Alex. Chonkata has looked on a different level today. I do think maybe he was holding something back against Mendonça that we just saw. I think I'm not going to rule out. I would say maybe it's 60-40 in favour of Chonkata right now in my brain. But
can I intercept for just a second though? When you say that you think he's still holding back something, what is it that he's holding back? You know what I mean? What is it do you think it is that we're missing from seeing him actually put into action?
Well, let's put it this way. He knew going into that match against Mendonça he was guaranteed to be in the final. So you play it differently compared to if you're 1-1 at 65, 70 minutes in a grand final where you know there's extra time and you know you've got something, maybe a trump card up your sleeve. You don't need to leave everything on the table and really leave anything on the table in that kind of scenario. You have room to breathe. So I just feel maybe there's a change in formation, change in player, change in tactic. Whatever it is, I feel like maybe there's something up Chonkata's sleeve. Now, that's not to write off Mendonça, because as I said, probably about 60-40 in my head right now, but the brain means absolutely nothing in these knockout football grand finals because we do have penalties if needed.
Go to the heart.
Which is where I've gone to. 60-40 Chonkata, but it's going to be a great one.
Yeah, definitely. I will say what I miss really the most is not to have the players here, because at this moment, the feelings, the atmosphere, the nerves, their faces, panic before the moment to start the final, because once you start the game,
it can reveal a lot, can't it, the body language?
Yeah, definitely, but before the final, you have panic on yourself. Panic, like you need to go to the toilets a few times because the nerves, things that really happen when you are in a moment where all your energy is putting on, a lot of sacrifice, and then it's reminding the time, FC Barcelona finals, we have a red card and everything changed in a final. So why not can happen this again in the finals? It's just one game, the nerves, maybe a tackle in the midfield that should be not risky anything. It's been awarded with a red card, and then drastically the game changed, and it's just one game. So it's not easy, long stories, but everything to be decided in a few moments. So let's enjoy, take some drinks.
You didn't get a prediction from him. I had to give one. You got to get one from him as well.
Chonkata.
Okay. He also knows something that we don't, you know what I mean? He knows Chonkata personally.
True.
I don't know if you know Mendonça, so just leave it there.
Yeah, that's it.
Leave it there. Well, nothing separated these two earlier in the day, but obviously something is going to have to separate them now. So let's go ahead and enjoy the first grand final of the day for mobile. It's going to be Chonkata versus Mendonça.
Long qualification route to get to this stage. All the way back in February, round 1 kicked off of the FC Bayern München club event. All the way through to round 4. To this point, the grand final of the eFootball Championship 2025 FC Bayern München club event. It is Chonkata taking on Mendonça, and the winner will represent the German club at the World Finals. Alex, it's a pleasure to share the microphone with you here. We have Chonkata here in the home strip starting early. And it is Mendonça in the away strip.
How proud it is to represent these colors, the trick of this club. In a world stage, Harry came to the post. Great first attempt on target for Chonkata with that stunning cross, looking to his main player, Harry Kane. And that was close, and it is a great moment, and I have the feeling that we will probably see the best game so far on mobile today in the right moment. Chonkata, Mendonça, Thailand, Brazil, and I will see a lot of comments onto the chat rooting for his country mates into the grand final.
Well, each country should be really proud of the representative they have in front of us here, because they are some of the very best.
Oh, the mistake! Oof.
Cleared away by Mendonça. Again, in that all-black changed strip. It has been one-way traffic here in the opening 15. Now a chance to see what the Brazilian is made of. Harry Kane.
Nice one, Mendonça.
Really nice one too, but Kim is always giving chase to that. Cleared up the pitch.
We have the same formation as before. We have a mention 4-2-1-2 for Chonkata, 4-4-2 for Mendonça, so no surprises at all. And we'll see who gets home the game of the games in this competition and lift that wonderful trophy and have that trophy at home. How good it is. We'll see.
Of course, the eFootball trophy in the Bayern colours. This one's crossed in by Mendonça dangerously towards Musiala. And Goretzka will actually get there first! Fires it wide.
How close that was. Goretzka catching the rebound. And, you know, good, nice try, definitely.
Two really good chances.
Quite open, no control at all in these two sides, Chonkata, either Mendonça, and the feeling that anything can happen in this grand final.
In the opening half an hour for Chonkata, Harry Kane off the frame, and then Goretzka for Mendonça. Fires wide. They played out a 1-1 draw in their final group game about an hour ago.
Careful with those passes back, that if you miss those passes back, you run out of position some of the defenders. But a great version of Mendonça, and probably more fluid than before now in this start of the grand final for him.
Bit of a mistake there from Chonkata, has granted possession to Mendonça, but that's returned in kind.
Clearly needs to reach the box with Jamal Musiala, no? Oh, the mistake, Harry Kane, Chonkata, it's your time!
It's Harry Kane! Chonkata into the lead here in the mobile final. The 23-year-old winner of our Eastern Asia region. Two-time national champion, third place last year at the World Finals, has scored first.
And well approached, that mistake from Mendonça, because Mendonça, instead of clear the ball, he ran forward. And that's one of the mistakes you 100% need to avoid at this stage, at this level of competition.
That's a gift.
100%, totally, especially for Harry Kane. If you have maybe Olise, so they're not that good finishing, all right, but Harry Kane, you are done. 1-0, hey, Thailand leading, important for the match, so important.
Very important indeed. A reminder, we will have extra time and penalties waiting for us if they are tied at the end of full time.
Don't you need 2 goals, just one, Harry. 1 goal, everything is still back open, on track as before. But still the pressure, Chonkata going for more, going for the second one. Musiala, Musiala is catching the ball. Musiala inside the box. Musiala controlling the space. What he tries is so difficult, protecting the ball with the body.
Last attack here of the first half. Nope, the referee's seen it enough, and it is a 1-0 scoreline in favour of Chonkata.
And the good feeling for Mendonça is just the difference is just 1 goal ahead, because that's last moment. It was the full momentum of Chonkata, the runs, everything were working properly, and that was close to score the second one. That will be maybe the decider, let's say. But at the moment, just 1 goal down. It's not over. Mendonça have proved slightly more fluid movements and maybe could make an impact in this second half. No changes at all. There we see Olise and Rafael Guerreiro for Mendonça next to Olise SS, playing on not on his main formation, position. That's why his rating goes down a little bit. And then here, Chonkata with Pavlovic. They are DMF, those 5 center backs. Well, 2 fullbacks, 3 center backs. That makes a big impact because the fullbacks always join the attack alone, and he had the individual instruction of attacking either of 2 fullbacks.
Well, here we go then, second half. Mendonça trailing 1-0.
Oh,
and
nice
he's
one.
attacking here early on in the second half. He will be attacking this right side of your screen goal.
Pavlovic, nice one. It's really important, this Pavlovic, for the team.
Mendonça on the ball again. Hustled though by the defense of Chonkata, which has been difficult to break
Chonkata keeps
down.
playing on double blue, and that will make the counter by Mendonça. Play on red, the mistake. Musiala! Oh, Kim In-jae.
Oh, still alive.
For the final
Musiala
ball.
wins it back and it's saved.
No, yeah. Chonkata surviving. The best moment so far from Mendonça to the grand final, but not enough.
Oh, Chonkata there on the
Another
ropes,
response.
but up the
Chonkata.
other end, it's Harry Kane who's already
Davies.
scored one. And it's cleared away, and time for us to breathe.
Hectic moment into the grand final, 30 minutes left. Chonkata leading by 1 goal.
Oh, good
Looking
throw
for
in.
the second one. The cross,
Oh,
Musiala.
Neuer's there, but Neuer's there first.
The attendance for this match
60th minute has come and gone.
Jose, eFootball is boring. 30 minutes left. The pressure on this two. The mistake. Neuer clearing the ball. Mendonça that wants to join the attack as soon as possible, connecting with Jamal Musiala. Great run, looking for the through ball. Who Harry Kane inside the box. Pass back. Musiala. The cross is coming. The Spanish cross. Alice.
Might still be recycled here for another attack for Mendonça, but cleared smartly up towards Kim.
No extra substitution made as the ball doesn't leave outside the pitch. Musiala, Pavlovic once and again.
20 minutes
Chonkata
separating Chonkata
nice
from
pressure.
another
Look at the ball.
World Finals.
That could be the moment for Chonkata. Sasha boy.
It is so close here. Chonkata's keeping the pressure on. Nice tackle by Kim, but there's 15 minutes to go.
2 or 3 chances remain, Harry. It is crazy the ball doesn't go out in the second half. Time is, the final is about to finish so fast.
Advantage Chonkata, it's just gone by in the blink of an eye.
The double touch.
Alice is not able to get his strike on target.
His finishing, we said before, is not as good as his dribbling.
Oh, just shanks it wide. That is heartbreaking for Mendonça, who has had...
breathe.
He's put the pressure on, isn't he? He's put the pressure on this second half.
But the problem is, if you are Chonkata, is like, all right, you have survived, and you are 10 minutes ahead to be the champion.
Yeah.
And Mendonça is like, man, any substitution, maybe changes the tactic, and just 2 chances left. There's no room for more. And we'll see. We see here the chances for the substitution. Sleiman jumping into the match as DMF, Mendonça trying to accumulate as many players as he can. Chonkata maybe opening his midfield to maybe, play wide, opening his build-up play, making some spaces to, especially sometimes when you need to defend, Harry, it's more about to have better option to easy pass and then go to attack than not just be depending on clear the ball, because you're giving the ball to the opponent every single time, no? So you need to play with those things. We'll see if that Kingsley Coman SS on the left-hand side for Mendonça, who made that 2v1 situation with Gnabry. Take a look on this.
Well, 10 minutes separating Chonkata from a second consecutive World Finals appearance. Is he destined to do what his younger brother failed to do at Old Trafford at our previous club event finals for Manchester United? That time is going to tick down so quickly. You have to keep the ball here if you're Mendonça. You cannot give Chonkata an opportunity to waste any more precious seconds. That's a really nice ball. Sane, he's dispossessed though. Ito in the nick of time. And that ball is given away to Chonkata. Alice is offside, so there will be at least one more chance.
On top, he has an easy through ball that will let him to, to get closer on timings, because now this long ball surely double red bar for Mendonça, looking for Hurricane. If he wins the header, it's a really tough situation to defend for Chonkata. We'll see.
It is now or never. Final moments of the 90 minutes allotted. If we get an equaliser, there is extra time and penalties. There's just 1 minute left. That one should be enough to see Chonkata be crowned the Bayern München Club Event Mobile Champion of 2025.
Huge congratulations, Chonkata. Huge congratulations, Ku. Finally, one of the brothers make it the run to the World Finals. His brother lost in the final at the FC Manchester United finals, and then Chonkata. Huge congratulations, well deserved. Same GG from Mendonça. Wonderful competition, wonderful performance. Wasn't easy. Reached the final, getting that close to the glory to be at the World Finals. By the end of the day, Harry, only one could make it.
It could only be one indeed, and what a final we just played out. It went by so quick. It was
I felt like
a flash in a pan.
Yeah, maybe the pressure gave us the room to a shorter score than maybe playing in the group stage will make more differences maybe. But you know, it's a final, only one game, and Chonkata approached his momentum and took home the victory, and well worth it.
Yeah, we saw early chances, of course. We just saw that one from Mendonça, who rattled the frame of the goal. And then, of course, or excuse me, it was Chonkata who rattled the frame of the goal. Then this one with Goretzka for Mendonça, who was so close to getting that on target.
Because it was a random situation, and a random shoot sometimes goes in and changes drastically the final.
Exactly right. And then this was the defining moment. It was a mistake. It was a gift. It will be one that haunts Mendonça for a long time to come.
Let me say it will be a great learning from Mendonça for the future ones. Like, it's rather to play safe in those actions rather than create something risky, because what you can get from that position and clear the ball, playing easy, because now consider that one, especially against strong opponents, is too much. And that was the last of the one of the good one for Mendonça. Great blow by Chonkata. Those two actions, the key of the match.
Yeah, really big save from that one. Manuel Neuer before the hour mark, but because the ball stayed in for so long, time just was never really on his side. He kept trying to make the pressure count, but
the stunning crosses sometimes are not 100% worth it, but especially could happen something, you know? Open the door to random situation that could be in your favor. It's smart sometimes, but it didn't happen, no?
Just anyone else other than Elise. But there was the final whistle, the handshakes all round, and we have Semra, our 4th world finalist. It feels great to say Chonkata is the champion here for Bayern München.
So happy for him.
I tell you what, you should grab your phone. You should, go on speed dial, I imagine. You just call him up, say, hey, how you going?
Even if we have some barriers of communication, but the relation is still good. At the end, when you share some good moment with someone, you always get in your memories. And
well, today might be your day then, because you've got Chonkata and maybe Mestre winning as well.
So we'll see. But I will send a quote for Chonkata. Chonkata, it's time to learn some good English. We want him more spicy theme for the World Finals, because at the end of the day, the opportunity that eSport gives to you to travel around the world, having those experiences thanks to the competition, eFootball, Konami, it gives you an impact on your future life, learn some languages, make relationship with people who love the same passion as you. And it's not just play, it's just everything comes around the competition.
Harry, I've got to ask, I've got to know, did he deliver on the goods, on that promise of him having something up his sleeve? Did you feel as though that was him at his best, going full tilt? Did you see what you were hoping to see, that he was reserving for the grand final?
I actually thought that was a really even contest. I didn't think I saw the trump card, the wild card that I expected to see. There was nothing kind of up his sleeve, or at least that he was able to demonstrate. It was almost like a continuation of the group stage match they played. The difference being, exactly, part 2, the difference being just a mistake. And at this level, where the players are so evenly matched and there's so much on the line, it can be one mistake, one moment that defines an entire final. And I think that was the tale of what we just saw.
It often is, isn't it? Well, should we move on then and start taking a look at what is going to be another mouth-watering clash? I say that because you have Eduardinho, who's been flying so high today, the only player who has been able to collect a clean sweep of victories, but not only that, 12 goals as well to his name. though he does concede a fair amount too. But he's going to be taking on Mestre, obviously somebody we know very well indeed because of your affiliation with him, because of the affiliation with eFootball over the years. And we have seen him improve throughout the day.
Yeah,
is he going to be the match, the perfect match for Eduardinho?
Oh, definitely. I think if it's Eduardinho, is the one you want to avoid for the grand final. No, I think the leaderboard doesn't reflect how equal these two are at this point of the day, especially one game, one final, especially Mestre growing up in the momentum, and Eduardinho needs to prove it once and again. No? And when you have that in mind, sometimes makes you be that sharp as you should be, but at the end of the day, we will enjoy a fantastic final. I think Eduardinho is a fantastic player. He's still on fire. The Samba will appear. I hope he's appeared the Samba at the final. We'll love to see a lot of goals, a lot of action, but sometimes the finals are like that. Maybe just details, mistakes are the defining to see who's going to be the champion. But, you know, as a fan, I expect a lot of goals, drama,
well,
and
18 between them. I reckon we've got a
as
really good chance that it's going to be goals
because
galore.
Because for me, Sembra, it was quite short, the final on mobile. Now, everything runs so smoothly, no interruption, and why not? Extra time, penalties, drama to the end. Why not?
I feel like it's plot armor at this point. The fact we see Mestre in this final, because right now on my screen in front of me, I have Mestre's Instagram post from last year, the Manchester United finals. His season is over. All he says is sometimes instead of the desired outcome, you receive a valuable lesson. And he signed off this amazing statement with, "See you soon." And here we are for the club he used to play for. Of course, can't just have a contract now, can't have a pro contract, has to earn and really just pay the iron price, if you will, for the right to represent them. Finds himself from one game being eliminated, even thinking back to round 4, making this stage and getting the chance to be one game away. I just don't think it's an opportunity he's going to let slip. Now, Eduardinho is a fierce competitor, and I almost feel sorry for him that Mestre is his opponent, because Mestre will take all the limelight, all the storyline, all the plot is on the side of the Spaniard. But Eduardinho is a different beast. He's already bested Mestre in the group stages, 3-2. This one could just be about whether or not that plot armor will kind of wear off, or
50,
if we'll
50
see,
for me, Harry, 50,
if we'll see if it's destiny. I think it's 50-50.
At this moment, for me, 50-50.
Okay. Well,
You know, tactically, details, penalties, maybe long throw for Mestre could be the different thing.
Well, that was exactly what I was going to ask, is what could actually be those characteristics that make those, you know,
a rebound in a
but
corner kick, rebounds, free kicks, maybe the long throw for Mestre is something different that we haven't seen in the rest of the players. And especially, the point is like on the table of Eduardinho. If he keeps feeling the gameplay as he was during the whole competition with those extra passes, that fluid combination, to be honest, it's really difficult to stop this kind of level of gameplay. So if he's putting it again, why not?
So consistency versus somebody who's very much on the up today. This really should be such a scintillating grand final. Do enjoy this one between Eduardinho and Mestre.
Are moments from getting underway here. We were just inside the locker room. I think all the team lineups and stuff are just being finalized now. And what a console grand final we have to round out the day. Eduardinho, the man who is undefeated today. 12 points from 12, no, 9 points from 9. That's right, 9 from 9, but I think he scored about 12 goals, didn't he, in the group stages?
Yep.
Against Mestre, the man battling to represent his former club, a club he loved so much. The amount of times he said Mia San Mia and represented the club at the top level. This one is going to be fireworks. It's Spain versus Brazil. It's Mestre against Eduardinho. Alex, it's a pleasure to be here with you. We are about to get things underway, and here we go. One match separates one of these two from representing Bayern München at the World Finals of the eFootball Championship 2025. Do not blink, because these two are some of the very best.
And in a game where details matter, now look at the differences. Mestre taking advantage from the left-hand side with Leroy Sané, the header for Goretzka, the rebound. Olise, Musiala, Mestre inside the box. Red regained recovery from Eduardinho. And a game that we saw before that maybe a slow-mo gameplay will help Mestre to get into the match. When now he's getting the ball. Musiala! No! He leaves the ball behind. Can't believe it. Nice work for Mestre. Great start for the Spaniard.
Really great start indeed. Mestre, of course, in the all-black Bayern strip, attacking the left-hand goal. Eduardinho in the all-red, going from left to right on the ball now with Kimmich.
Oh, risky ball, now missing the advantage. Pavlovic out of position. Advantage from Mestre. Sané, Kane, leaving behind Upamecano. The advantage again. Musiala, Olise inside the box. Musiala, the backheel pass. That control, it completely lost the advantage that Mestre was reaching at this point of the match, of the build-up. 15 minutes. Now the reaction, Harry, is inside the box. Musiala for Eduardinho. I have the feeling we will enjoy this game a lot.
I think so too. We're just watching this as two fans of great eFootball here in the console final. A reminder, a spot at the World Finals is what awaits the winner between these two. And our club events, Alex, they're running out. Only 2 left after this one.
It's a clash of titans. 2 different formation, 4-4-2 for Mestre with 2 DMF and 4-2-1-3 for Eduardinho. That's why it's like a counter formation, both of them. So I think these two have advantage each other attacking, but who will be the better defending? Let's see.
Oh, really nice tackle there actually by Mestre.
Mestre is gaining those rebounds. The second man pressure from Eduardinho. A bit time later. Olise the ball!
Offside.
Mestre is seeing some problems from Eduardinho to defend those balls. And second in a row, almost connecting with the striker.
So an early pause here in our grand final.
Look at Eduardinho tactics. CMF, Kimmich, but somehow he needs more advantage on the winger, where, for example, Mestre is approaching that Michael Olise, AMF, and Leroy Sané, left winger. Yeah, maybe some advanced instruction, maybe some markings. Yeah, could happen. We'll see.
Of course, we're still in the early stages of this grand final. But the longer the season goes on, I feel so much more for our competitors. The nerves, the tension, even though they're not here in person with us, I can feel it. I empathize with both of these two. Putting their best feet forward. One. That's
another
a really nice through
for
ball.
Mestre. Neuer, the rebound. Goretzka.
Can he score? No, blocked straight away.
No, definitely Mestre have a highway in the left winger with Leroy Sané and need to approach it. Now the response.
Good block, Upamecano for Miguel Mestre.
And now Davis joining the attack. 2v1 for Mestre on the left-hand side. Olise. Olise do the pass back, the through ball for Musiala, the pass back, the extra pass. Oof.
Cut out in the nick of time.
A different change of roles in the grand final. Mestre solid, dominant, but still not able to score his chances.
Of course, it's been a fair while since these two played against each other in the group stages. The first match of the day would have kicked off around, what, 3 hours ago. They played in the first match off stream. It was 3-2 to Eduardinho. The Brazilian in possession now. Hasn't really troubled Mestre too much. Would love to see him try and get an attempt on target before half-time, but the defense of the Spaniard coming through once more.
Mestre is rolling through the match. Now the great run from Leroy Sané inside the box. Sané, Upamecano, the through ball. Musiala, great save. What a save. Whew.
Wow. Impressive by the goalkeeper, and Eduardinho survives.
Definitely, because that was a nice one. Mestre keeps with the pressure. Sané, Conrad, Lima, clearing the ball for Eduardinho. Is having a really hard time to not concede more and more chances from Mestre. That is having a full control of the match so far in this moment.
That's a really nice one too. Sané on the run, tries to find the man in the box. And it's cleared.
2 minutes remain, and Eduardinho somehow need to go to the halftime with the same score.
Potentially even better as he's moving forward here with Sane. Elise near side. 45 minutes gone, and that one's across the face of goal. No minutes added on. And that signals the end of the first half. It was a frenetic pace, but no goals. 0-0 at half-time.
I see a clear advantage from Mestre's formation on the left winger, that the addition of Alphonso Davies with Olise is giving a huge pain every single time they join the attack to Eduardinho, that somehow need to protect his side a little bit more, especially Musiala dragging defenders to the right side, giving a lot more freedom to Leroy Sané and Alphonso Davies. But somehow he's resisting, still 0-0. And how many times we have seen in football that first half is completely the opposite of what happened in the second half. We'll see. I think it's been a great final action. And Eduardinho, completely different than we saw through the group stage, no? In terms of passes, combination, his formation doesn't reach the top as he really wanted in superiority, overloading Mestre. Well, we'll see.
Could be the nerves, could be the occasion getting to the better of him here. Of course, just 20 years old, a relative newcomer, but was, of course, a Brazilian champion in 2022, so knows his way around a big tournament. His debut on the Konami circuit, though, I believe, this event here, and what a debut it would be if he can snatch himself a goal that would secure a ticket to Tokyo in July at the World Finals.
The mistake from Eduardinho. Is Mestre winning the header? No, Upamecano. Another long ball, no? Eduardinho is having a hard time to combine and is looking for a long ball every single time he can to Harry Kane. And now the advantage from Mestre, that joining the attack with Davies and Sané is being so painful. Look, ball. Musiala inside the ball looking for the cross.
Oh, poured behind by Manolito Neuer. Corner.
Yep.
Mestre building his confidence repertoire here in the second half.
The rebound
is headed away. Still alive here though for Mestre.
The ball for Stanisic. No, we've gone through.
Of course, when we heard from Eduardinho at the top of the show, he said, "I will do my best to represent Brazil," and that is an eFootballing nation that is one of the very best. So he has a lot of pressure behind him here.
Exactly. No, he wants to be at the level of big names as Guifera, 2-time world champion, Henriquinho, some others that have made a great result at the World Finals in history. And why not be one of them, no?
Another attempt there to try and break through the back line by Mestre. Ito with a nice tackle there, well defended by Eduardinho.
We have, remember, all names are Alisson Black being the runner-up of the World Finals 2013. So many Brazilian in history giving a great performance at the World Finals.
So pause time now, time to reassess the tactics, the personnel.
You feel different, it's different now, the game, more nerves. Yeah. Like Mestre has the momentum, a lot of action, but now it's like, if I want to make a step forward, I need to be careful in my step back, you know what I mean? So it's where those details, as well, less stamina. So maybe from now, could improve a little bit the attack, and we see now.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, Eduardinho trying something else. We'll put more defensive, but still overloading the left-hand side, less overloading the right-hand side, where he's suffering the most. Well, he went on the resist line, no? It's like, I will try to make an advantage on the left-hand side, risking my right winger. Maybe it's work it, maybe no. We'll see. And Kim In-jae. So he's really will be focused on long balls to Kim In-jae, connect to Thomas Müller, and then create from there. When Mestre seems more stable from his formation, Thomas Müller, Serge Gnabry, and Ito as a left-back. Also commands well.
Yeah, perhaps no reason for Mestre to kind of stray away from the formation and the tactics that have led him so much success so far. Clearly that's what's going through the mind of
still open everything,
who has represented this club many times.
The plan for Eduardinho, both to Kim In-jae. What's the response of Mestre?
Kingsley Coman here for Mestre, inside. Tackled well by Eduardinho, who really would love to try and pressure the Mestre goal here deep in the second half, but so far has struggled to put his attacking fluidity together. Guerrero looking towards Kim here as Müller was waiting.
The attendance for this match was 62,000.
We'll see what gameplay changes, the formation changes have
Those
brought.
long balls gameplay is more secure, but it's slowly, so maybe you have time as a defender to regroup your formation. Instead of Mestre attacks more faster, if you get advantage, then it's difficult to regroup your team. We'll see.
Into the final third now for Mestre. Kingsley Coleman. This could be it!
Yes!
It's in! It could be a famous goal by Kingsley Coleman for Miguel Mestre. Just over 20 minutes to go, and a goal has been scored for the man who has never in his career qualified for the World Finals. It could be the goal that sent him there for the first time. Unbelievable.
Wonderful pass by Serge Gnabry. Is Eduardinho leaving behind a lot of space, running out of position with Upamecano, and that slot in the center impressively along Kingsley Coman finesse, and is the Spaniard finally making through after 3 chances leading, and all the pressure on the shoulders of the leader of the group, of the unstoppable until the moment Eduardinho, that has how much 22 minutes to react.
Something like that, and that is a goal that will mean so much to Mestre if he can hold on. A reminder, this is not a regular group game. We do not have any points shared here. We have to go to penalties or extra time or both if we need them. So it is really now all of the pressure, as you say, Alex, onto Eduardinho. He had a flawless group stage, but now finds himself behind.
No, exactly. And Eduardinho has to create something else. Mestre need to decide if we go full parking the bus or still playing the same tactic, waiting a little bit more and later on maybe the last 5-10 minutes parking the bus. Eduardinho is trying to accumulate in the left-hand side people to drag defenders on the left winger and then win the header through Ito and then combine the escalator. We'll see. It's time on. Eduardinho needs to react because he's not the Spaniard. Mestre will get through the World Finals.
20 minutes away from his first ever Konami World Finals. Representing the club that he loves so much, that means so much to him. As I said, it's almost like it was written in the stars.
Maybe?
Destiny, perhaps. So when you look at the players that try to qualify for the Bayern München club event finals, we're talking Etorito, Cams, Los Scandalos, Sacinho, among others. Zilo. He is the man that stood above them all from his region. And now all of the pressure turns to Eduardinho. What can you show us here? In possession now, into the final third. Some nice build-up play, but that tackle by Kim sees Mestre survive.
Yeah, nice job by Kim In-jae protecting that no-con that could be dramatic, you know? Now it's new identity from the match. Mestre tried to survive those counter-attack and kill the game.
Look at the black shirts.
Maybe one of these ones could be.
Is he onside? No, offside. Sadly not. You saw the numerical advantage he had, but just wanted to make it certain by playing it back. And
you need to take risk.
Another pause here to come, yeah.
That definitely makes sense. The decision now is to add an extra midfielder or stay with the 4th center backs for Eduardinho. Mestre will decide to maybe, you know, get more deep lines, especially the midfield. If you jump back the wingers and the AMF, like we are seeing right now, they start from the back. You still have an option to clear the ball and regroup your team way faster than before. And let's see. It's all about to be clinical on your decision right now, attacking and defending.
Well, whatever happens in these next 10 or so minutes, one thing is for sure, Eduardinho is one to watch for the future. 20 years old. And is going toe-to-toe with some of the very best.
Nice,
and
Pavlovic.
He's still in with a chance. Mestre, though, on the ball. Long ball towards Thomas Müller here near side. Has a man to try and find there in the centre as well.
10 minutes left.
As he rightly points out, 10 minutes to go.
Long ball to Kim In-jae. But then look at the pressure by Joao Palinha. Those two DMF joining Mestre to get closer to Das, especially those actions. Another one by Kimmubee, Mula, Serge Gnabry. It will be free kick. No, still on. The pass in. Mula.
Oh, just a foot in there by Upamecano.
Oh, misclick by Mestre. Some nerve now from the Spaniard, but now once and again, Pavlovic, good job.
Smart thing to do indeed. Get it up to Muller, try and force him to take some risky touches on the ball. Manuel Neuer, of course, such an offensive goalkeeper. That's a nice touch, though, and well, a finesse from that far away is going to be difficult. And we're into the 90th minute.
Oh, let's see the referee. How much minutes adding on?
I feel like the ball stayed in play so much, and Gnabry's going to run to the corner flag.
Yep.
And this could be a very famous victory lap here for the Spaniard, who on several occasions has failed to qualify for the World Finals. And here he is, just moments away. Can Eduardinho conjure up anything here? We're into the third of three added on. It has to be now for Eduardinho. Thomas Muller into the box. Oh, it's going to go behind. The referee's going to say one more from this corner.
One more.
One last
Look, Manuel Neuer
chance.
joins the attack. Double red line for Upamecano with the header. It's over.
It's cleared away, and for the first time ever, Miguel Mestre is a world finalist. He's done so by winning the club event for the club that he loves so much. So many happy memories with Bayern München. And another one now to add to the collection, your console champion of the FC Bayern München club event in the eFootball Championship 2025. Miguel Mestre.
Huge congratulations, Mestre. Good job. I mean, what a way to turn over the situation from the game one to the final. Well deserved in the finals. The performance was way better, more solid. Doesn't let that much from Eduardinho that was coming from a wonderful journey today, you know. And at the end of the day, it was matter the final. And it doesn't matter how you reach it, and so how much you or how good you played it. I mean, this guy has sacrificed a lot to be here, and unless being there at the World Finals is a great achievement, because you know he is trying to sacrifice, combine jobs, working, studying with his football, and finally making. I mean, fully deserved.
So many chances in that first half for Mestre. You almost thought when we got to that 60-minute mark, whether or not he would have what it took to try and break and lift the lid off the goal, if you will, and try and
what scared me the most, look at this is the goal, approaching those long inside passes. They were you know, somehow were provoking, no? Because it's fine, shocking, no? that empty line to Kingsley Coman to make it through. Wonderful job by Mestre, and I was scared me the last moments. Like Mestre once in the game failing in the last moment, conceding, because Eduardinho was that close. No, that L1 triangle ball was like wow. But finally, Mestre winning and deserving to be at the World Finals. Yeah, happy Spain having a spot at the World Finals. Finally made it.
Yeah,
good to be.
Must feel pretty good for you, especially as an ex-teammate. You must be feeling quite proud. You've gone 2 for 2 on teammates qualifying for the World Finals today.
Oh yeah, I mean, let's say on paper the favorites finally made it, but you were not expecting that performance from Eduardinho. Mendonça is like Mestre and Chonkata just won by 1 goal and suffering a lot, no? So when this happened, I'll be respectful to the opponent, to Eduardinho, to Mendonça, and to everyone who reached this stage, because it was unbelievable.
Amara, Mestre, it was written in the stars. He's our champion today.
Mestre is a Catalan word for teacher, and I tell you what, Eduardinho just got schooled.
Ooh. Your words.
I say that with respect.
Words, not
I say
mine.
that with respect. Sorry, I just couldn't help myself. I had to say the terrible joke. Anyway, I tell you what, though, I mean, a big congratulations to Mestre. As you said, he certainly worked hard to deserve it for today, because he was on the brink of actually facing an exit and really making it a day to forget. And you can say that post you read out to us earlier, Harry, it really has aged very well. He's obviously got away in the last year and refocused himself, recentered himself, and it does feel as though it is a bit of a sense of destiny here with him representing his former club, the club that he was at for 4 years, never having made it to a World Finals, and now he gets to do so again, pulling on that same shirt. representing and defending
to
that
the
same
family.
badge
Yeah.
back to the family again. So I mean, in that sense, it is a very nice story indeed. And Eduardinho, being the beast that he is, being the incredibly fierce, talented and competitor that he is, I'm sure very soon,
He's
again,
still young.
we
He's
will
still
see
young.
him.
He's
We will
still
see
young.
him.
So he's 20 years old. I think he will have more opportunities, especially, coming from a furious community as is the Brazilian one. He will have enough surroundings to get better and better with the pass of the times. And, learning from this, it's like maybe keen as sharp, maybe he wasn't expecting that version of Mestre at the final, or somehow doesn't feel that confident as before. Time is running, it's not the same. Easy to play focus, 11 a.m. I don't know which time was in Brazilian right now, but time is running, 3-4 hours length of competition. It's difficult to keep focus the whole match.
That's a really good point, because obviously everyone is at home. So
Yeah.
in Asia right now, they're probably, 6, 7, 8 hours, 9 hours ahead of us.
Yeah.
I'm not really good with time zones.
Exactly.
And then you've got on Brazil, they've got to be at
Morning.
least 6 hours behind us. So you've got players that are up really late at night versus players that are up super early in the morning. Obviously, Mestre is here, so he's in the right time zone as us.
Yeah.
So it does actually play very much into how you actually might perform, and that's something I hadn't thought about before, but it is interesting.
It's very interesting, and I'll tell you what else is interesting. That statement from Mestre 11 months ago, almost to the day, he said, "It was painful to not qualify for Tokyo. My biggest dream will have to wait, but I assure I will become world champion one day."
Oh.
He is qualified for his first World Finals now, and we've seen when he gets into those deep runs in competitions internationally, he can do some damage. So this could be his year.
No, definitely. He had the
So
chance
put
he was
that feather
looking
in
for.
his cap.
That's it. That's it. He was trying for so long, and sometime because he was in the eFootball Pro, there was no World Finals for him. And then he was trying, and 2025, why not? First appearance and making it through. No, in Spain, we had a great pass in competitors at the World Finals, and we were obviously looking forward to have Mestre at the World Finals. And we were looking always to have the best, and Mestre is one of them. So why not at the World Finals enjoy it with everyone?
Why not indeed? Well, just as we bring today to a close, Harry, I would love to get your final takeaways of the day.
Oh, it feels like it flew by, honestly.
It really does, actually.
Considering how short the mobile final was, we almost forget that every single game has been really, really close today. We've not really seen a blowout apart from the one Eduardinho game, which he won 4-1. Every other game seemed really, really close, and all of these finalists here, I know it's a bit cliche, and the worst thing you can hear after you've just been knocked out of a tournament is, you guys did really, really well, you should be proud. But they really should be. I wouldn't be surprised to see any of these players, if not all of them, feature through other qualification routes to the World Finals in a couple of months' time. They're all worthy of being at that level.
Anything else you want to add to that?
At the other end, feels proud to see that I know everyone trying so hard and sacrificed a lot to be there, but especially in knowing the stories of Chonkata and Mestre, full dedicated to the game for so many years. Being again for Chonkata the World Final and for first time for Mestre is a huge achievement. I think just the experience itself, being in Tokyo, Japan for a week or something like this, facing the best from the best across the world is huge, and especially when you have the resources. These two guys have with the game, they basically dominate the gameplay, so they know they are there. They are title contenders. So let's enjoy from that. Thank you everyone to make this possible. It was a great day overall. I think
it was
good fun.
Goals,
drama. We should do this again sometime.
We should do this again sometime.
We were missing
Great
more
idea,
drama. We love more drama. We had not enough. We need to come out more competition, please.
Well, I'll tell you what, just before we go, we do have one final surprise for the two champions.
Congrats to our new
FC Bayern champions
heading to Tokyo. We are with you. Let's be champions.
All right, let's be champions indeed.
That's great.
How cool is that?
That's really cool. I think, again, not to keep going on about Mestre, but seeing him have interactions with Bayern players of the past, to see him still have that kind of message from professional, real-world Bayern players, I think will mean a lot to him, of course, to Chonkata as well. And I think both of them will be buoyed by that spirit and be ready.
Well, there you have it. Congratulations once more to Chonkata and to Mestre. We look forward to seeing you both in Tokyo in a few months' time. And of course, a big thank you to all of you who have been with us every single step of the way. Thank you to Adrenaline, to Konami, to everybody who plays and loves eFootball, to you two, of course, always doing a wonderful job indeed.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And of course, we're going to see you all very soon because there's only 2 club final events left. They're going to be back to back in the next couple of months. So stick around and stay tuned for more on that. Until then, take care wherever you find yourselves in the world today. Have a beautiful day. We'll see you soon. Adios, amigos.